Are you ready to become yourself? For years, dozens of people from all walks of life have turned to this one man, Leslie Tanner, desperate for the tools to reshape their life in our raised, godless world. Utilizing a unique blend of good-natured humor and brass tacks education, his innovative approach has helped innumerable people reach new levels of consciousness and personal power. Leslie Tanner, a controversial but selfless and massively influential figure, defies categorization. Since he and his life-changing program rose to fame, the expert class has desperately attacked him as a clown, snake oil salesman, or predator, attempting to silence him precisely because he is so effective at helping others become happier and more powerful in their own lives. From the most challenged, the mentally ill, handicapped, women, and mentally retarded, to the most successful athletes, entertainers, business owners, medical doctors. Regardless of your station, Leslie Tanner has committed his life to giving you the tools you need to transform your life. So, are you tired of being in near constant emotional and physical pain? If you could snap your fingers and have $1 million, would you do it? Is there a you buried deep inside whose power and will yearn to be expressed?
It's a whole life-changing program.
If they get half of what I got out of this program, they're going to have a much happier life.
It was fun. I really loved doing the program. I loved learning about myself. It was just amazing.
So if you have an interest in transforming your life once and for all, come along. I have so much to show you. In a moment, you'll have the opportunity to call the number you'll see on the screen and speak to me, Leslie Tanner, directly. Together, we'll tackle the most critical issues related to unlocking your true individual power and reaching your fullest potential. Let today be the first day of the rest of your life. Welcome to Explorations.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is me, Leslie Tanner, back for yet again another Explorations with Leslie Tanner. I am so excited to be with you at the beginning of June. Now, June in the past decade or so has taken on a different hue, a different meaning, and has exacted a violence and oppression on some of the most vulnerable people among our community. Yes, I am talking about the gays and the bis and the what have yous. Tonight, we are removing the yoke of pride. Tonight we're talking about shame on Explorations. Namaste, everyone. How is everyone doing out there? Namaste and blessings. Welcome to each and every single one of you. Welcome back to Explorations with Leslie Tanner, the most effective personal power program in the country. From coast to coast, we are transforming lives with these simple yet profound tools that I guarantee you are going to work. I guarantee that tonight will be the first night of the rest of your life. If you're just now joining us for the first time, I can hardly contain the excitement that I have with you and for you and through you as I present this program to you for the first time, knowing that tonight will be a night that you remember for the rest of your life. If you don't believe me, of course I'm Leslie. My name's on the thing. Maybe you don't take I've seen enough figures like this guy. I've seen enough people make these promises before. I'm done. I'm done being tricked. I'm done being fooled. Not me, not ever again. Well, go ahead and just talk to the people around you in chat right now. If you don't believe me, if you're not going to take my years and years, my decades of experience as a clinical licensed therapist, if you're not going to take my years and years of experience of training in various martial arts, in various faith-based systems, in various styles of meditation, in my prowess as a musician, if you're going to say that's not enough, go ahead and talk to some of the people to your left and to your right in the chat right now. Go ahead and see what they might have to say about how their life has changed since allowing the program into their life, since the day that they found Explorations with Leslie Tanner. How are we doing? Audio and video are slightly out of sync. What's in front of what? Let's find out. Is the audio, is it? Yeah, okay. Little Miss Whatever. Hey, Les, my face looks like a butt. The program works. So Little Miss Whatever now this is a moment that we can have with Little Miss Whatever. Little Miss Whatever used to do this little gag where she'd come on and she'd say, Leslie's face looks like a butt. She would say that over and over and over again. And I'm pretty sure I didn't get a single laugh. I'm going to be 100% straight shooting honest with you, Little Miss Whatever. As much as I respect your performance and I was here on Infatuations and within Explorations, I appreciate your presence here. Pretty sure that bit has not gotten a single laugh. However, tonight we finally see the other side of the coin. Hey, Les, my face looks like a butt, she says. Classic projection. Classic projection. Something inside of her that she can't handle, she puts out on the world. Leslie's the root of all problems. McNabb, that's so funny. I love that. Namaste, McNabb. Blessings to you. Now, guys, I'm overjoyed to be with you. In just a moment, we are going to open up the lines and we are going to explore shame for Pride Month. Shame for Pride Month. Now, some of you might be upset at hearing that I'm encouraging shame among the LGBTQIA whatevers. Whatever shade of gay or trans or whatever it is that's going on. You might listen to me say that encouraging you to feel shame, and you might say, Leslie, I've spent my whole life. I grew up in a conservative religious home in the middle of nowhere. Before I found something online that told me to have pride in who I am, that there's nothing wrong with me, I lived in a fortress of hate reinforced by those that were supposed to love and care for me. Why would you look me in the eye and tell me to feel shame? Ladies and gentlemen, the thing about shame, and this is something that this entire program is built on. We're going to be visiting this over and over again tonight. So you sit tight. If this doesn't connect now, know that it will connect soon. Namaste. The thing about shame, ladies and gentlemen, and this is something that we cover time and time and time again here at Explorations. right? We are here first and foremost to get the tools that we need to unlock the power of the next level. Quick communal vision from Nindy New. I feel no shame because the program has taught me to not apologize for a single solitary thing I do to anyone. Now that's an interesting lesson. I don't know if I've ever explicitly told you that. Let's talk about it. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my gosh, guys. It's a gosh dang Jazz Express. Namaste, everybody. Sit tight. Let's get some energy up. Let's get some sensuality going. Namaste, everybody. Great to be with you. I see a lot of strange things in my Twitch activity that I don't understand. This level 2, level 1 business, don't get it. Don't understand it. Namaste to you either way, and I appreciate the 10 bits on whatever that is. Namaste to you. Yep, I sure do like cats. Side hook with a gun. Peppercorn patty. Single bit, single bit, single bit. Namaste to you. No idea. What is Twitch putting on the screen? Because I can't see a damn thing. What is Twitch putting on the screen? Can you X out of it? What the fuck is this? Does it have to do with pride? Because I'm going to throw up. It has to do with pride. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg as far as my problems with pride. I have some deep spiritual problems with this month. Mainly because it causes my explorers suffering and pain. As if you don't have enough of that. As if you don't have enough pain and suffering in your life, especially if you are a homosexual, a bisexual, a trans of any kind. Lord knows you don't need a heavier knapsack. And the idea that this platform might be putting rocks in that knapsack of yours through a shallow, maybe well-meaning, but ultimately extremely destructive and a sense of pride. Oh, I feel like a Papa Bear right now. Could rip a heart out, rip a jugular out. That's what I want to do. That's what pride makes me want to do. Exclusive. It's just a little Namaste, everybody. Nindy New. Play Happy B-Day for a single bit. That's not for a single bit. No. Come on now. Level 1. I don't know what all that shit. What is this? Hype Train, namaste, blessings, blowing through. Zeal 2025 with 21 community subs. Zeal 2025 inspired as the Jazz Express comes through his town, her town, whatever you are, coming through town. Toot, toot. Giving 21 community subs. Namaste. Warm namaste to Zeal. Fidgety also resubbing for the 6th month. 12th month. 1 year. 12 gosh darn months of the program being slathered all over my life, fixing almost more than it breaks. Namaste. Fidgety blessings. Wow. A year with Fidgety. Wow, wow, wow. Namaste. The program made me gay and diabetic and fat. Thanks, Leslie. I'm here to meet other fat, gay diabetics for fun and friendship. Perfect place to do that. You know, you tell me another program that has successfully converted someone from metrosexuality to full-on homosexuality. You tell me. If somebody walks away from the stream tonight and saying, Leslie's homophobic, well, you know what? You show me a single other stream that has successfully converted a caller, someone in chat, from a tepid metrosexuality to a full-blown homosexuality. Namaste. Play Happy B-Day first bars. Namaste, everybody. Poor hell yeah, namaste. So listen, yeah, that was for Peppercorn Patty. Namaste. Guys, if you have not been in the Discord today, and you have not seen the wonderful, exciting news, our moderator, newly deputized moderator, Peppercorn Patty, is celebrating a birthday today. Celebrating a birthday today. Namaste. Wow. Namaste. Beautiful, beautiful stuff tonight. Thanks again to Zeal2025 for that extremely generous donation. And everybody, listen, I know you wanted to hear a little bit of happy birthday in there, but let's get a nice official happy birthday for our most newly appointed moderator in the community. Namaste to Peppercorn Patty. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Cougar Pie, Leslie makes me feel even gayer than I thought possible. Now, that's right. If somebody walks out of here and they want to talk a little bit of nonsense about what they perceive to be homophobia here at Explorations, I'm sorry. Look at that statement right there. Look at that statement right there. If I was homophobic, why would I have such a connection, an intimate and constructive connection with my gays? My gays in this community are some of the strongest gays I've ever met in my life. Nindy knew, Leslie, since when do I need to donate bits to put a weird Twitch hamster or dino on screen? I can't see that. I can't see any of that shit. I'm going to see if I can get rid of it because I fucking even hate hearing about it. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I lit a candle in my anus. Happy birthday to Peppercorn. Yeah, I know I'm live. Okay, great. How about we get rid of the dumb little shit you're putting on my screen? Power-ups? What is it? What's it even called? What is it? What is the thing? Does anybody know what it's called? Blue, namaste. Hello, listener. Namaste. Blessings and namaste to you. Does anybody know what this is called? This power-up shit? Is that a power-up? So fruity dinos and hamsters on screen okay, but hot dog off limits. Shame. What in the hell? So it's not on the screen, it's just on chat? Dino pubes. Okay, let me see. Manage power-ups and channel points. Is that called a power-up? I think so. Okay, we're about to turn this shit off because I can't stand it. That's awesome. I love it. You vote. Let's do a poll for it. Huh? Should we, let's vote, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. We're doing a poll. Should we keep the dino power-up thing? All right, guys, there's the poll. Should we keep the dino power-up thing, yes or no? Yes or no? It's in the chat right now. Go vote. Make your voice heard. You know, here's my thinking. I'm going to play this out in real time. I didn't choose it. I don't understand it. When I hear about an invasion upon my vibe, of course I'm gonna get prickly. Then my temporary roommate, as you know, not me, she kind of stepped in and showed me what these look like. Communal Vision, Nindy knew, if you keep this, you should get a Japanese anime woman vagina outfit. Interesting. If you keep it, you should get a Japanese anime woman vagina outfit. Interesting. I guess that you would like that, Nindy knew. Nindy knew would enjoy that, wouldn't you? Nindy knew you'd enjoy that. You'd enjoy that if you saw Leslie with a sort of a, with labia, inner and outer labia that comes out a little bit, and you can see it through my little outfit. Are you a labial guy? Do you like the labial in Ninja? You talk to me. Majora and Minora, yeah. I mean, those are technical names, but see, here's the thing about it, though, is that it's chaotic and it's annoying. Which you know is, as me, Leslie Tanner, I gotta say, I try to say yes to that as often as possible. Let's see. Final Communal Vision coming in from... look, I'm not saying this is gay, but suspect all the carpets are munched and the sphinx are gaped. Don't know what that means. All right, so funnily enough, I'm seeing mostly a no from the chat. I am seeing no from the chat. And you know what? Now I want to keep it. Ain't a hot dog unless you lick them buns, says Nindy. No, ain't a hot dog unless you lick them buns. Well, listen, Guys, you know, in the spirit of the program, we say yes to the universe. We say yes to the chaos. We see this dissonance that is being caused for us by these dino power-ups. We say yes. We say yes to the path to the next level. These dinos are now our path to the next level. Grizzled Curmudgeon, subscription for 9 months, brother. Really? It's only been 9 months? That's hard to believe. Namaste either way to you, Grizzled. Blessings and namaste to you. Wow, great to have you. Great to have you. Namaste. Now, yeah, we're going to keep it. We'll do another poll in a little bit, but we're keeping the power-ups now. If you guys would have said yes, I probably would have gotten rid of it, but you said no. So now I want to do the opposite of what you said in that poll. Namaste. Phil Z. It's fucking up my Twitch activity is another problem. Phil Z gifting out 5 community subs. Namaste to Phil Z. Extremely generous of you, brother. Extremely generous. You do not need to do that, yet you do, and I appreciate you, and I cherish you. I really do. I really absolutely do. I want you to know that. Phil Z74, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're feeling better, brother, and I'm glad you're here with us. And that donation goes above and beyond. That donation goes above and beyond. Namaste. Now, Slowboy Yboard welcome. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you over at youtube.com. Slowboy Y. And Monsoon. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Now, guys, as I was saying, well, let's wait a second. Let's get through some hellos. Let's get through some hellos before I get into the theme. Cooker Pie gifting 10 community subs. Cooker Pie, I thought of you while I was doing my initial meditations for this evening. I was meditating on gay shame. And you came to mind. I want you to know that. I hold you in my heart and my mind. Namaste to you. 10 community subs. Blessings and beyond blessings. Coming from Cooker Pie, Phil Z, and Zeal. Namaste to all of you. Really, you are this is happening. This is all happening because of you. This could not happen without you. Namaste to you. Cooker Pie. Yes. Now. No. Hello, listener, yeah. I'll bet you do. What's wrong with you? Hello, listener at youtube.com. What's wrong with you? Let's do a quick affirmation for fellas. How about? Before we go, Ninja New has put up an affirmation for fellas, and let's go ahead and get that into the ground before we continue. Fellas, listen. Go keto. How about this? Let's do one more, fellas. One more for the fellas. One more for fellas. Here we go. Fellas, go keto, get irritable. It is so powerful to be, just find a way to be even bitchier. Namaste. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Quick communal vision coming in from Phil Z74. Can't wait to get into this perspective. Phil Z74. Nindy New flosses with dog pubes. Interesting statement. Yeah, appreciate that. Namaste. Appreciate you sharing that with us tonight. Getting us started off right. Maybe we could see a little bit more of that beef tonight between the two of you. Now, guys, listen. We have some exciting announcements we got to get through before we go anywhere else tonight. Now, before we get into the theme, before we open up the lines, and I got to open up the lines as soon as possible. Tonight's exploration is much too important to delay with too much hussy button around. Nigel Pennyweather, it must have been one of them homosexuals I keep hearing about on the TV. Nigel Pennyweather, the TV is a fantastic place to hear about them. It is. If you're isolated, if you live an isolated life and you just don't know a lot of people, maybe you just go to the gas station, you get your Meals on Wheels, you go to church, and that's it, right? You see about 7 people in your little town. And one of them probably is gay, but you don't know. And you don't know. You don't see, because they're not setting themselves apart with any sort of gay antics, so to speak. For that, people in that position, such as Nigel Pennyweather, I fully recommend as a therapist, and empathy is kind of my my professional interest. In terms of empathy, if you're trying to learn about homosexuals, get on the tube, get on the TV. Nindy News says, just for clarification, can all the people on the spectrum call tonight, since we are all gay and stria? Swing and a miss. No idea what that meant. No idea. I mean, I would love to hear from some autistic people, as always. I love hearing from my autistic explorers. Always a really interesting perspective coming from your special mind. I really do. I really appreciate it. And I would love to get into that more, especially as we get into shame, homosexual and bisexual and trans shame. I want to get into it. I want to get into that. Yeah. Stria. You said stria. I'm not going to give you any points on that, Nindy. Maybe you said gay and straight. All autistic people are gay and straight? So you're saying all autistic people are bisexual? Or what are you saying? Or they are truly a yin and yang situation, not bi. They're gay and straight. Kellaruna, are you autistic? Kel, are you autistic? Wonderful. Wonderful to hear. Could have clocked it, to be honest. Could have clocked it as a therapist, just through your intermittent chat messages. Ninja says, I'm straight. Are you autistic, though? Namaste. Namaste. Wait, another communal vision coming from Rizad. Communal vision coming from Rizad. Gayness is a spectrum, and the program is sliding me up the scale. See, we're going to get into some gnarly stuff tonight because I'm really going to let you know my heart and mind by the end of tonight. I am not a fan of Pride Month. I am not a fan of Pride Month. All right? Let that be loud and clear. But before we call me homophobic, know that I am so not afraid of homosexuals. Know that. Know that I am not afraid of homosexuals or homosexuality. Men, I've watched men have sex with men. I've participated. In my slut days. Listen, a hole is just another hole to me. In my slut days, let that be known. Let that be known. Nigel Pennyweather. This dinosaur just ruined my night. I'm so confused. Well, if it was that easy, then you just fall on the sword. Okay, guys, so let's get through some announcements because I got to get into pride. We got to get into shame tonight. We got to get into shame. Namaste. Now, okay, so let's go through it. Let's get through it, guys. First and foremost, guys, we got I love getting stuff in the mail from you. We're sitting on a couple packages in the mail. Oh my goodness, communal vision. Community Phil Z, a tongue fits anywhere. We all have tongues. Phil Z also said, Ninja News sounds like that kind of dude who plays female volleyball. Guys, send me something in the mail. P.O. Box 47621, Chicago, Illinois, 60647. I'm going to hit the button one more time. P.O. Box 47621, Chicago, Illinois, 60647. I love getting postcards, letters, little packages. We recently received something from Cooker Pie, and it's a two-parter. Mish got one thing. Leslie's sitting on another thing. So right now we're waiting until we got both. We're going to be opening them on Thursday once we got both. So namaste to Cooker Pie. And guys, if you got anything to send over, I love getting through that fourth wall with y'all. Namaste. 47621. That's what you got to remember. Okay, here we go. So I got such an itchy nose. Allergies are driving me crazy. Okay, so we got that. Then we got, guys, guys, real quick, we'll get into this a little bit later in more detail, but my community of devoted light at patreon.com. If you've seen the call-in show and you're ready for the more advanced materials. You're ready for the podcast. You're ready for videos. You're ready for music downloads of all the music that you hear. You're ready for a monthly postcard. You're ready for this, that, and the other. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be called to my community of devoted light at patreon.com. tonight. For a couple dollars a month, you can be in my inner circle, really getting the advanced materials of the program and putting it in place in your life tonight. Go ahead and click that link I just dropped in the chat or type ! Final Journey to begin your final journey tonight into my community of devoted light at patreon.com. Now, final announcement, guys. Final announcement. It's a new month. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a new month, and you know what that means. Earlier this year, we started a very new thing we have called the Explorer of the Month. The Explorer of the Month. Now, this is a title that we give to a single individual explorer every month, once a month, to sort of highlight their achievements and their efforts and their transformation here within the program. People that, you see in the chat all the time, you see in the Discord, you see in the comment section of the YouTubes and the Patreons and the et ceteras, and you know that they are experiencing a ground-up life transformation through the program and its materials. And every single month, it is my duty and honor, as well as that of the moderation team. Behind the scenes, we commune with each other and discuss who is most deserving, who really deserves that little shine, that little boost, that little spotlight to really illustrate and hold up an example of the tenets at work, the tenets of the program at work in an individual explorer. Namaste. Now, this month we really saw something special. Everybody who's doing the little bits thing to get the dino stuff, and it's giving everybody an autistic meltdown in chat. I think this is why we're doing it. It is entertaining for me to see people in chat just be like, I can't focus. I have a nosebleed. I can't read the chat. I just put a hole in some drywall. Nindy knew. Do I get a plaque for the award? Can you send it to my mental health custodian? Well, yeah, if Nindy knew, if you ever win, certainly I'll send it wherever. Namaste to you. I'll send it wherever. Well, now, guys, this Explorer of the Month, as always, will not only get a little shine, but they're going to get a free month of Community of Devoted Light at Patreon. That's a free month of Patreon to be enjoyed at their leisure. That's access to all the tapes, all the videos, all the podcasts, everything that there is to be enjoyed on the Patreon can be enjoyed by this Explorer for an entire month. In addition to that, you will be receiving a special piece of physical merch from me, Leslie Tanner. I'll discuss with whoever won. I know who it is, so it's going to be fun. We'll figure out what you don't have, and I will make sure you get that. Be that a tape, be that a print, be that some other such thing. Namaste. Now, guys, without further ado, please join me in celebrating for the month of quick, 7th Dragon Ball with a communal vision. I want to be the first to congratulate Not Mish for being Explorer of the Month. Well deserved. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with her, with how seriously she takes the program. It's not very. It comes and goes. Let's just say that, hot and cold. 1 minute she's really putting the program to work in her life, asking me questions, looking for guidance. The other half of the time, she's calling up, telling people not to follow, telling people to call their credit card companies and say that that all the donations they make to the program are fraudulent. She's poisonous half the time. Last time I asked you questions, you got fucking pissed. What were the questions, hun? Hun, what were the questions? Talk to me. What were the questions? This is what she does. This is what she does. This is what Not Mish does, and this is why it will be difficult to ever crown her as the Explorer of the Month because she's simply poisonous too often. All right, we've got people coming at us from all angles outside of here. People that would love to see this program crumble and disintegrate. This Twitch, honestly, per capita, Twitch probably, my guess is, I don't know. What do you guys think? Which do you think is the most autistic platform? Do you think it's Twitch or TikTok or I'll bet it's not Twitter? What do we think is the most autistic platform? Because my money as a therapist would be on Twitch. Cougar Pie, Leslie, these dinosaurs make mobile chat unreadable. TikTok by far. Why? Because I don't know. Twitch. I don't know. I'd love to see a head-to-head. I'm getting naked. It's awesome, Phil. Thank you. Appreciate that. Keep us updated. Namaste. Listen, my money would be on Twitch. As fiercely autistic as TikTok is, I genuinely do feel like Twitch has got a leg up. And it's just very funny to me as a therapist diagnosing Twitch as the most autistic platform that they introduce some sort of thing on their UI that is so destructive in an autistic sense. They might as well just start flashing lights and make siren sounds, move everything in their house over a couple inches, rearrange the furniture, reschedule something and tell them at the last second. Just call them, get them there. Twitch, Dan Clancy should just call the dentist and like, hey, is this person autistic? Yeah, move that back an hour. Phil Z74, how's your bleached anus? Moisty Unicorns, namaste. All animations, which is bullshit. Let me see. Let's see. Let's do this, and then we're going to announce the Explorer of the Month, and then we're going to get into the theme. Because if it's making the Twitch chat unreadable, then I accidentally spent 5,000 bits on those dinos because I didn't know what the button did. Can I have my money back or a Kong-sized bed at the compound? Yeah, we'll get you a Kong-sized bed. Don't worry about that. Well, yeah, we'll get you squared away. We'll get you squared up. People are donating all these little bits. The people that are donating these little bits for the dinos, are you doing it to spite people? Because this is funny. This is very funny to me as a therapist. That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, all right, well, let's see. Let's see how long we can stand it all. Namaste. All right, guys. So, guys, without further ado, our Explorer of the Month, the person that the moderation team and I have deemed genuinely to be the most deserving explorer on our roster, somebody who's been here for a long time, putting in the work, communal vision from Nindy New. If this icon was a hot dog, my mom would be in hospice. I don't know what that means. No idea what that means. Okay, well, listen. Anyway, guys, Explorer of the Month, guys. You've seen this name. You know this name. You felt the impact of their efforts, and you've bared witness to their transformation. Namaste, guys. Join me in welcoming, for the month of June 2025, our Explorer of the Month. Guys, can we get a round of applause for Larry Picklejar? Larry Picklejar, who, recently sort of had a moment of separation with me and the program. Namaste. Felt encroached upon for some various reasons, and honestly, this is sort of bittersweet. Because last week we said goodbye to Larry Picklejar, announced his departure from the program, gifted 20 subs, and saw his way out of the community as well as the Discord server. But either way, long overdue. Congratulations to Larry Picklejar. Namaste to you, brother. Great to have had you at least at one point, and I'm overjoyed to be able to acknowledge your efforts. Namaste. Yeah, if you see Larry Picklejar around, congratulate him. Congratulate. If you see him in a chat, you see him in Pastor Lee Rogers or Christ United Mission, or you see him in his favorite stream, Uncle Joe's show, which is so funny. He spent like $500 when Uncle Joe was on the program. Fran, the moderator, brought this to my attention. When Uncle Joe, when he came on Explorations a couple months ago, we did a combined chat, and he's banned over on Uncle Joe. So when we combined chats, he was banned from the chat and couldn't see anything. He tarted out. He spent like $500 calling Uncle Joe basically just a big fat retard for like the entire duration of the interview. And that was a very inspiring performance, chaotic performance, chaotic indeed. Namaste. But either way, it's so good to have you. Blessings and namaste. I wish you were still here with us, but I understand, man to man, I understand things happen, and we need to do these sorts of things. We need to spend time away from each other. And I just, wherever you are, I hope that you're thriving. I hope that you are exploring. Namaste. Okay, so that was the Explorer of the Month. Guys, let's get into it. I'm going to let you know about my whole deal about shame for Pride Month, and then we're going to open up the lines. Okay, listen. I'm going to make this direct. I'm going to make this exact. I'm not going to go into a lot of details because we're going to bear this point out over the course of the stream this evening as we open up the lines. Now, Nindy New, quick affirmation for these. Let's see here. Somebody brought this up last time. If you're looking for a hobby, looking for a direction, I suggest modular synthesis. Just go. Don't just Google it and buy it. Don't ask too many questions. Figure it out when it gets to you. Now, let's get back into Let's get back into it, guys. Shame for Pride Month. Shame for Pride Month. I see a lot of free Cheen stuff. We'll get into that later. Don't worry about it. Communal Vision coming in real quick from Nigel Pennyweather. I saw Larry reading to orphans at the local soup kitchen. He's a changed man. Well, that's interesting to know. I wish him the best. Okay, so shame for Pride Month. You're wondering probably why...
There is no penis in the world small enough to justify rape of any kind, in my opinion, as a therapist.
Exactly. That was a beautiful thing, a brave thing that I said. A very brave thing that I shared. And I will share again anytime. Namaste. Cooker Pie with a communal vision. So many visions. If I can get through the lines and go off about Pride, I will donate so many subs. Guys, clear the lane. Clear the lane. I don't want to hear from any of you eager beavers. All right? I want to clear the lane. All right? It's Pride Month. We're celebrating shame, and we got a shameful homosexual ready and eager. Clear the lines. Namaste. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Pride Month, a month devoted to the inspiration of pride and the reinforcing of pride within a certain population. And that is the L's, the G's, the B's, the T's, the Q's, the I's, the A's, the pluses, the whatever, the have-yous. Now, you might be wondering, Leslie, you're a therapist. Empathy is your thing. And I've heard you say so many times that suffering is bad, right? Suffering is bad. You've said this so many times. Why would you tell the gays to be ashamed? Why would you look a trans person in the eye and tell them to be ashamed? That's a valid question. It's very brave of me to enter my opinions on this in such a public way, when the powers that be could destroy my reputation, destroy our community at any moment in time. Why do I risk it? Why risk everything? Why not just toe the party line? Why not just repeat the same nonsense that gets repeated over and over and over again? It wouldn't even be noticed, probably, right? Ladies and gentlemen, it's because this phenomena of pride and hope is a poison. Ladies and gentlemen, it does not seek genuinely in its heart to free people of shame. If you could see the line out my door, every Pride Month, I have an open office policy for any queer, any homosexual, any bisexual, whatever you are. Open door, free therapy. Line out the door all month long. And if you could see the look on their face, it takes them an hour, the entire session, the first session, it takes an entire hour to get to them to even admit that they are not proud. That during this month, Pride Month, they have this sort of distant, dissociated look in their eyes as they barely utter the words that they don't like this month and it doesn't make them feel like they belong. Phil Z74, this reminds me of that kind of sticky poop where you use up a whole roll of TP wiping and wiping. Oh, love to hear more about that later. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this pride doesn't seek to relieve suffering. Pride and hope, just like every other instance of pride and hope, especially as it comes from the enlightened in any direction, be it religious, be it secular, this specter, this ghost, this phenomenon of pride and hope are a multi-level marketing campaign as profoundly manipulative as any other multi-level marketing campaign. That is to say, you go to a pride parade. Everybody's hooting, everybody's hollering, everybody's smiling, joking, laughing, grabbing. They look at each other. You go there to check it out, you're unsure. They look at you. And the gambit isn't let me share my light with you the way it is with me. The gambit with them is, please engage in this repressive and suppressive act that I am currently engaged in, hysterically engaged in, ruthlessly engaged in this act of repression of my shame. Ladies and gentlemen, because we've said it once, we've said it a million times, our shame is the path, the very path of the next level. It is not about processing shame. It is not about reimagining shame. It is not about unpacking shame. It is about leaning into the shame, allowing the shame to destroy us, annihilate us, light the way forward, to become one with the shame. Stop running from the shame. And ladies and gentlemen, there is no one in this world that understands that, the power and the experience of shame, than the L's, the G's, the B's, the T's. The gays, the bis, the lesbians, the trans. They understand shame. And the lesbians and the gays and the trans in this chat, they also understand the power of shame. And they also understand that every time this month rolls around, they must protect themselves. In order to go to a party with some gay friends, to go to a cookout, maybe stop by the parade, even stroll through a goddamn Walmart or Target, they must protect themselves from this multi-level marketing campaign of liberal pride. Ladies and gentlemen, that is destructive. That is destructive to some of the most vulnerable people in my care. Duncan did it. My Lulu lesbian tights make me feel so shameful, but I look damn good in them. So conflicting. Well, let's get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we look to the lesbians and the gays and the bisexuals and the transgenders, the transsexuals, the theys, on or off hormones. I want to hear about your shame. I want to hear about how you've overcome. I don't want to hear about how resilient you are. I want to hear about how defeated you are. I want to hear you light the way for the rest of us, because the straights don't understand. The straights simply don't understand not only the experience and depth of the shame as you will bring to us tonight, but they do not understand the power of this shame. And that is the exploration for the night. Shame for Pride Month. Shame on Pride Month while I'm at it. I would support it if it didn't increase the suffering in the people that I care about in my care, that come to my office looking for solace, looking for guidance. And they know this month is like an orphan during Christmas time, right? Peering through the window. That's them. That's them through this month. So let's go ahead and open up the lines. Again, clear the lines. Clear the lines. Caller 708-240-8953. 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. And my name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Dave.
Dave, good to hear from you. How are you doing tonight? You watching the program?
I'm absolutely watching.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, let's talk to you, Dave. So you're straight, right?
Actually, this was a great opportunity. I wanted to call because I'm in the closet right now.
You're literally, like, physically in the closet, or you're ready to express publicly state that you are not straight. Is that what's going on?
No, I'm in the closet changing clothes.
Dave, I love you, from Phil Z74. Phil Z74, Dave, I love you. So you're literally in a closet, sort of, but so are you sort of kind of saying in solidarity, right? Is that what we're saying? You're in solidarity.
No, I'm just getting I just wanted to get some clothes on while I'm watching the show.
Okay, right on. And you're putting on some rainbow stuff for Pride Month or something. What kind of clothes you putting on?
All black.
Okay, all black. Right on. Are you going to a funeral, or what's going on?
No, I'm just trying to relax for the night,
Okay, so this has nothing to do with any of the stuff that I've been saying.
No. Well, I wanted to say, I think I can come out and say I'm bisexual.
Look at that. Dave, bisexual. Dave, suck a dick or get out, says Cougar Pie.
I'm bisexual. I like to have two women at the same time.
Look at that. You son of a bitch. Namaste. El Porco, namaste, and welcome. Now listen, Dave, we're talking about shame. What are you ashamed of?
Nothing.
Okay. Listen, that is 3 strikes, brother. You are terminated. Oh no, you've been terminated. Namaste. I'm sorry. That is that. How could you come off of this thing that I just shared, Dave? Communal vision, Philzy, Dave. On a scale of 10 to 10, how many PPs have you touched? Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. Quick message for I know who this is. This is Dave calling back, and message shared, Philzy. Dave, on a scale of 10 to 10, how many PPs have you touched?
0, other than my own.
You haven't even touched yours, right?
How could I get terminated when I just heard that Larry Picklejar is no longer with the community?
I guess ghostly termination. Ghostly termination. We'll see. Listen, I put up a pretty fiery speech, right? I put up a pretty fiery speech, and you've called and you said you're not gay, you're not bi, you love pussy and tits, you're in a closet putting on clothes that have nothing to do with gay people, and you're not ashamed of anything. First of all, I don't believe you.
Okay, you're right. I'm trans. I'm transitioning right now. I'm transitioning to be a better human being.
Dave, listen. It is crazy how opposite of the program. Namaste. We got a communal vision coming in from Middle Path. I'm ashamed I haven't been here for months. So the Middle Path. Namaste to you, Middle Path. Great to have you. Middle Path over at youtube.com. Blessings and namaste. Super chat from Middle Path at youtube.com. Listen, I know, but allow that. Don't throw that shame in the trash basket. You keep that shame and let it fuel you. Namaste. Duncan did it. Dave, how does it feel to hate people during their months to celebrate love and acceptance? By the way, I accept you and love you, you beautiful bigot.
How am I a bigot? I didn't say anything negative.
You haven't. Philzy74, Dave, are you transitioning to Steve Gutenberg in 3 Men and a Baby?
Boy, that's a throwback. How does he know what I look like?
I don't know. Did he nail it, kind of?
You know, I'm an Upper East Side New York Jew.
Yeah. Did he nail it?
Steve Gutenberg is like in my wheelhouse.
Was that like Matrix level racism? Did he like kind of clock you through like 4 veils of anything that you didn't even say out loud?
I guess he put it all together.
Fram Weard, I know you and Larry been touching tips. The energy you two give off together makes it very clear. That's from Fram.
Well, we did have a lot of energy. You know, we did have a lot of passion for each other.
You did. There was a lot of passion. That was a very passionate evening. I remember that. A little over a year ago. Nindy New also shared, Dave, you were my idol, but you're boring tonight. You ever put a finger in your butt?
Okay. No, I've never put a finger in my butt. I'm sorry. I just wanted to. Obviously, my comedy act isn't going over tonight.
Well, real quick affirmation for fellows, though, either way. Listen, there is such strength in bombing. It is an inordinately powerful thing to do. And also, let's talk about that, Dave. Listen, your comedy did not connect with the chat tonight. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, let's reflect on it honestly. It did not connect with the chat. However, Dave, it is a very powerful thing to do.
Well, I did I've been working on it for a couple of weeks, and I thought tonight would be the night, but I guess it didn't happen for me.
It was. I know, and I 1 second. We got a Grandpa Liquor communal vision that was skipped. Thank you, temporary roommate, not Mish. When I go to the grocery store and they ask if I want paper or plastic, I tell them buy sack tool. Thank you so much, Grandpa Liquor. Appreciate that. And
I think from now on, I'm just going to have to be myself because people like me more when I'm just talking normally.
Well, Nindy knew. You're going to sit here and tell me the tip of your finger has not entered the interior of your anus, you lying piece of water trash.
Wow.
Well, listen.
I said one of my ex-girlfriends actually put her finger up my rectum.
Okay. So you've had a finger up there. How was that?
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay. Right on. Listen. The last time we did talk, though, Dave, before you go, we did talk about you're getting into comedy, right? You're going to go do an open mic. Is that still in the works? Is that still a plan?
After tonight, I don't know.
Listen, Dave, I'm so glad that this came up tonight. Duncan did it. Perry Caravello does comedy too. Have you tried dressing like a maid and eating old fish as people demean you online?
Boy, how does he know who Perry Caravello is?
No idea.
That's a deep cut.
Now, listen. As far as this bombing goes, I am overjoyed, in a sense, that you bombed just now. Now, there will come a moment that if you keep going to Mike's, Phil's U74, I'll come to your show, and when I say come, I mean come.
Oh boy.
So listen, there will come a moment that you'll realize that. I think sooner or later, right? If you keep just going up, you'll at some point you'll just be eating shit, and you realize you'll be free. You'll be free to eat shit, and you'll be free. You'll delight in the reaction. It's such a powerful thing to do, to bomb, to make people want their time back. To make people uncomfortable, to make people hate you, to make people resent you, you're going to be ruining a date. You're going to be fucking with a bartender's night. That is powerful. That is a very emotionally powerful place to be, in my opinion. So I would say don't shy from it. I'd say try to bomb.
Well, I don't have to try. I did it.
There it is.
I actually did it.
Well, it's a lot easier than you thought, huh?
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks.
I would love if you tried to bomb on purpose next time. We're going to catch up with these simulated visions in just a moment, but I would love if you tried to bomb on purpose.
All right. Well, you know what, Leslie? You gave me the opening. I tried. It didn't work out, but I don't hold any grudges against you or the chat. But at least I could say I gave it a shot. That's something people never get to say. At least I gave it a shot.
Yeah. That's like a perfect that's like an eternal like the eternal sort of refrain of a loser. You know what I mean? But you're absolutely right. But that is to say that I want you to keep trying.
For you, Leslie, I'm going to go to an open mic and really bomb.
Oh, and drill them into the ground.
A beer bottle thrown at my head. Who knows?
If you get assaulted, I don't know. I'm going to do something special for you. I want to hear about some night that you ruined. Okay, we have a couple communal visions. This is Dave's night of Michael Richards level bombing, but he wasn't even in Seinfeld. It says Psyduck with a gun. Any response?
At least I didn't say the N-word.
That's true. Congrats and thank you. Disciple, when I had COVID, I coughed so much that I had a hemi that I had to push back in. Am I gay? Yes. I'll answer that. Phil Z74. I'll come to your show when I say come. I mean, okay, we did that one. Okay, so listen, Dave, you got to start it off with a very powerful thing. That you tried and failed, and in that is I genuinely mean it. Get up there, fuck it up on purpose, and let it wash over you. Let the failure wash over you.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you for the opportunity. I
Of course.
appreciate it.
I'm already excited for your next attempt. Namaste to you, Dave.
Take care.
All right. The lane is open for the gays. 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you?
It's Michaela.
Michaela, welcome back to the program. How are you doing tonight, Michaela?
I'm doing pretty good. I was trying to get my gay cousin to call in, but I'm ashamed of him because he was not responding to any of my messages.
Oh, well, he's got a couple hours left. He could still chime in.
I doubt it.
Gay cousin, are you guys close? Do you talk very frequently at all?
Yeah, I actually just saw him the other day. I love him so much. He's, really cool and has informed a lot of my music tastes and stuff.
Oh, namaste. So a savvy gay. Namaste.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it sounds like this is a special, special closeness that you guys have. I love hearing about that. So how do you think he would react to all this business about shame during Pride Month?
I think if I give him enough context, he'll get it. But he will unearth all of his shame.
Yeah, is he from Texas?
Yeah.
Lord, I'd love to talk to a Southern gay.
Yeah.
Want to talk about shame? Let's go. Phil Z74. Hey, Michaela. Boobs or butts? No substitutions. Phil Z74.
Probably boobs.
Okay.
I don't know. Probably boobs. That's like the furthest one that's from poop. I don't really want the one that's
right. That's right. You can't poop out of boobs.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So Southern Texan gay, and is he still in Texas?
Yes. Well, kind of. He goes around. He has a job, where he flies sometimes.
Okay, so he's a flight attendant.
No. His job requires that he flies to places. I don't know how much information he's comfortable about me giving out, so I'm trying to keep it vague.
Interesting. Okay, namaste.
He's not Southern though. He's also Puerto Rican. He has also Puerto Rican in his life.
Okay, different situation. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Okay, well, listen, if I'd love to speak to your cousin if it ever comes up, tonight or any other night this month, especially, this shame stuff is going to be important to bring up throughout the month.
Sure.
So Michaela, are you straight? What are you?
Yeah, I'm straight, but I have shame still. I've always had shame.
Shame. Okay. Well, you're religious, so of course I love that, and that's one of the greatest gifts that the religious have for the secular world is their sense of shame still has a sort of a pre-modern, in some ways, depth and breadth. Now. So does religion play a role in how you feel ashamed of yourself?
No, actually.
Philzy74,
No.
Mickey, Lackey, Licky, Doop, Ding, Dong. If you could have a month, would it be June or some other month from Philzy74?
Well, my birthday is in June.
There we go. Are you a Gemini?
I'm a Cancer.
A Cancer. Cougar Pie. Michaela has missionary-style sex through a hole in the sheet.
It's a weird thing to say.
Is it accurate or no?
No.
No. Okay. Well, let's talk about your shame though. Let's get into the shame, right?
Right.
Shame. What are you ashamed of? Let's just start there.
I'm ashamed of just about everything. And again, it's not because of my religion. It's just because I from the moment I was born, I was already causing inconveniences. I was born with 4 knots in my umbilical cord. This is true, by the way. I was born with 4 knots in my umbilical cord. I almost died. Really freaked my parents out. And so, you know, like that was embarrassing because
Sure.
like they were all freaked out. You know, it's like walking out of the womb and stumbling and like making a big noise and everyone turns their head.
Well, listen, you have been terminated by Fram Weard. Namaste to you. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner.
Control over when this happens, or
What?
the screen is all scary.
I mean, it's not on mine.
Never. Oh, okay, never mind. Fram Weard, I understand that this is a night for the gays, so I do have something I want to bring. All right. I really, really love my best friend, and sometimes it's made me wonder if I am gay
Right.
because of how much I love her and how much I feel like I understand her and she understands me better than any other man or person ever has.
Right. Mm-hmm.
She's married to a man.
Classic.
So
Classic.
yeah.
Oh, I love this already. Real quick, guided meditation. I'm gay for Toaster. Happy June, Gay Smoocher Pie Month from Philzy74. I got to do a quick guided meditation, Michaela. Please hold.
Okay.
One foot in front of the other. The ground is dry. The sun is hot. In every direction, horizon extends as far as you can see. There is only so many something, anything, please show up on the horizon. As you suck down your spit through a parched, dry throat and remove your shirt and wear it as a scarf, you realize there will never be anything. There will never be anything on the horizon. Philzy74, thank you so much for that guided meditation. Michaela, let's go back. Let's real quick affirmation for days. Affirmation for days. New Balance. Check it out. And that's mainly leave it right there. You guys can figure that out.
Yeah.
Good luck. Philzy74 with a gifted sub to Gas Station Namaste and a communal vision Pierogi University. Talk about your most recent lesbian experience, or wrap it up, Michaela.
Okay.
I mean, we're kind of getting there. We're kind of getting there.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue. So you think you love your best friend, married to a man, and it's made you question: is this what it feels like to be a lesbian?
It's made me wonder if this is what it feels like to be in love, because I'd like to clarify. I still don't really have an attraction to her.
All right, so no physical attraction. Okay, that's okay. Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh, not another Clifford thing.
And a psychic emergency from Yahoo Serious. Namaste.
This is the Psychic Emergency National Alert System, also known as PNAS. We've interrupted this broadcast in cooperation with Explorer Yahoo Serious 444 to issue a psychic emergency. Cheer 400 Clifford the Big Red Dog has melted the local Hardware Hank statue with his radioactive acid piss. His size is now 4 tractor trailers. Reports are the Cherry Pooch ate the Pizza Hut, spun around 3 times, laid down and for now is asleep. Repeat. Cheer 400 Clifford the Big Red Dog has melted the local Hardware Hank statue with his radioactive acid piss. His size is now 4 tractor trailers. Reports are the cherry pooch ate the Pizza Hut, spun around 3 times, laid down, and for now is asleep. We now continue with your normal broadcast.
Namaste. So, okay, so you didn't know if you were in love and didn't know how but the physical thing wasn't necessarily there. Okay, so where are you at with that now, right?
I've made peace with it. I've made peace that we can't live together and just like be, like roommates or whatever, and that she has to be with a man and whatever, and that's fine, I guess. I kind of had this, idea that we would just like be friends forever and we wouldn't need anybody else. But it's fine.
Does not sound fine.
It's fine. I mean, he makes her a better version of herself and whatever, but whatever.
And listen, if this was truly fine, A, you wouldn't have brought it up in the first place. B, you wouldn't say it's fine like that at the end of every single qualification to sort of justify away your feelings. Caller, you ever invite the class nerd over to cheat on your math exam and then he was attracted to you, but you left him hanging?
I don't think I've actually cheated on a math exam, but I have been attracted to nerds. Does that answer the question?
I mean, good enough for me. I mean, I don't really give a shit either way. That's for Phil.
Okay.
That's generous of you to even go to that level of detail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not fine. There's something there still, even though by make peace, I understand the way you said that. I understand it as you have just accepted that it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, because I wouldn't describe the feelings that I got from you while you described it as peaceful.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't get to see her as much because she has to live with a dude or whatever. But I feel like if I lived with her and we were friends, I would get to see her all the time. But then she also might hate me.
She might hate. Why would she hate you?
Because I would see her all the time. That's what I'm ashamed of.
How often do you see each other now?
Probably. Well, I saw her earlier this week, and then we're going to a concert together soon. And her birthday is Saturday, and her husband is wanting us to celebrate it together. Which is why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, this is not fine. This is an open wound in your life. Fran, this is the least gay shit I've ever heard. Hang up. But see, I think that's in the eye of the beholder. That's in the eye of the beholder. This is like an almost an anime. This is almost an anime series. Slice of life, forbidden lesbian, best friends, married, torn apart, unsure how to handle it, unsure a lot, just only question marks. Framweard, one bit, Cougar Pie.
Okay, look,
says,
I get it. I understand.
Michaela isn't gay. She's just needy.
I am needy. That's what I'm ashamed of. Okay, look. I just wanted to say I love my best friend, even if we aren't gay. And I'm gonna let a gay person come in now.
We'll see.
Or whatever it is that you are.
If the gay people would just get off their ass and dial in a little bit quicker, that'd be help me out a lot.
This is me shouting out, hey, if you're part of the LGBT, just get ready to call right now because I'm about to hang up.
Okay.
I'm hanging up in 3.
If you're go ahead and call in. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
3, 2, 1.
Go. Okay. 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something that I can call you?
Hello, Leslie. This is Ashley.
Ashley, welcome back to the program, hon. Guys, we got Ashley back on the phone. It's great to hear from you. How you doing tonight?
I'm super. Thank you for asking.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, of course. I genuinely care. I'm doing pretty I'm doing pretty well. It's been, these first two callers weren't the smoothest, let's say.
Okay, you know what? The first guy, he has dad energy. I'm going to kind of give him some leeway on that.
Sure.
He figured out how to call in. That's all he needed to do. Michaela does too much.
Okay, interesting. So we're saying Michaela doing too much,
Yes.
and Michaela says,
Always.
So yeah, when I believe that was you, right? Who said she's not gay, she's needy.
Yes.
Okay, so and I would imagine Michaela's response would be, "Yep, probably."
Which is not, well, yeah, but it's not helpful. It's like, yes, but I will continue this behavior over and over again. No improvement.
No improvement, and there's a certain resilience in that, right?
Oh my God! Like you could say that about a rat trapped in a bucket or something.
True, that's true.
Like, oh, he keeps on trying to get out.
Mm-hmm.
What a smart animal.
Tragic. Well, listen.
I'm not calling her a rat, but you know what I mean.
I know. Well, listen. No, I want it to be known that I hear the subtext. I hear the subtext, and it's not even really subtext. You're being pretty flagrant with it. You're saying, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the energy. Let's move on. Right? That's what you're saying. And I see where you're coming from, and I'm happy to see this genuine conflict arise here in the community within the program. Lord knows I'm not one to disincentivize that kind of feeling or connection.
She knows what she's doing, and that's what makes it worse. Because when you have that level of self-awareness, and it's not much, mind you, but when you're at that level, it makes it far worse.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know what you mean. It's not even.
I'm shaming her.
Well, that's the thing. You saw it on that Infatuations though. Were you here when she cleaned up on Infatuations?
No, I wasn't.
She cleaned up, and that's the thing. Is like it worked. It like the cocktail that is Michaela. It while it aggravates you, it is effective in some other arenas. I'll tell you what. She won Infatuations that night easily. She went through. The only reason she lost is because that cute dude from Scotland called in and just laid some very thick, smooth game onto the table, and it made her like blush.
I don't know what to say. It's not impressive for certain people to be boring and sustain being boring.
Right. No. Listen, I get it. I see where you're coming from. I'm loving this. Not Scotland. Northern UK. Some other accent that I just don't understand. Angry Scar 09 rating with 35. Namaste Raiders. Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner, the most effective personal power program in the country. Tonight we are exploring shame for Pride Month. Shame for Pride Month. We throw off, I command and I invite my gays and my lesbians and my transes of any shape, color, and form to throw off the yoke of pride, of state-mandated pride, essentially speaking. And I am asking you, inviting you here to express your profound shame and take a leadership role in this community, because that shame is the path to the next level. Angry, thank you so much for bringing your crowd with us. Now, Ashley.
Yes.
You said something a little earlier that I really resonated with, and I'm very curious to hear you speak on it freely. This business of Pride Month during the month of June you're the one you said that earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you had some thoughts, you had some feelings about Pride Month. I'd love to hear. You've taken the program so well. You're obviously very bright. You've experienced a good deal in your life and have processed, chewed on many of that to be able to take to the program so well. And it's very inspiring for me and others. So I would love to hear anything you got to say about Pride Month. How do you feel about Pride Month? It's Pride Month. Are you proud?
No, and I don't really think that, I don't see the point in being proud of something like this. I don't think it's shameful. It's neutral. I think it's neutral. But I think that a lot of companies push it to the point where I'm just like, oh my God, should I take a dick and get over this? Just get it over with. Like Target or whatever, my God.
Right.
I can't even stand to see the rainbow stuff or whatever. I'm just, oh God, kill me with that.
You're over it. Especially you brought up the company thing about that. You brought the sort of corporate use of that sort of thing.
Like, I don't want to get like an email from the bottled water company that I use saying like Happy Pride Month. You know,
right? Yeah.
So like, or in like using slang that they have no business using. I never want to hear a bottled water company talking like
Slay
that.
Mama
anyway.
Boots Down from Fiji Water.
Yes, or like Slay Mama. Buy more rainbow water this Pride Month. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
I don't want to be thinking about this when I'm drinking water.
Well, how does that make you? How does that make you feel when you see that? This because it's an avalanche. When June hits, it's an avalanche. Go ahead.
Pandered to.
So you feel like it's kind maybe coming across as condescending. Nindidu says, Ashley, what private parts taste the best?
Vagina and estronized penis.
There it is. So penis, full of estrogen hormones. Quick affirmation for these. Do you guys have a flag? Do they have a flag? Is there a non-binary flag?
Probably. Who cares?
I mean, I was just 100%. I'm there emotionally. I think it's a scourge. I think all these flags should just be they're a scourge on my clients. Duncan did it. I'm not proud of how good gay sex feels. The shame makes it even sexier. Ashley, how naughty would it be if we had straight sex together to celebrate Pride Month?
Oh, God. Leslie, like, there's only so much I'm willing to do for the show. Like...
Well, so this is off the table. This is off the table, is what I'm hearing. Yeah,
I would
we're
say,
saying no to
I don't think it would go well for either of us.
Yeah.
One of us would cry, somebody would vomit.
Crying, vomit. Yeah. Which, I know, given the right circumstances, can be fun, but this doesn't sound like that.
Also, I kind of can't picture you on top, so... And I have bad knees.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think this is... I would not suggest this. If just as a neutral third party... I'm backing you up on that. I'm on your side.
Yeah, the NB flag should just be a gray space. Nothing else.
Yeah, it should be like that dream guy. That bald dream guy with the big eyes.
Ugh.
In grayscale. That should be the fucking flag. And then no one should ever make it. Like, you just conceptually, somebody write it down and then just never make that flag.
Agreed.
So, okay, Pander, I want to get back to this because I am genuinely very interested to discuss this with you. This pandering. Now, this pandering, when I hear pandering, when I'm pandered to, I feel like they're talking to me like I'm an idiot. Is that how it feels?
Yes.
Like, hey, idiot. Hey, you gay idiot. They're
attempting to code switch, and they're not good at it.
Right, I know. Well, that's a whole other thing. I mean, I sometimes I peer into comment sections on this, that, or the other video, and I see all sorts of that kind of slang being, thrown around, and it is nothing but uncomfortable.
I agree.
Like, why can't you just talk normal?
I agree.
Phil Z74, they're magically delicious, says Phil Z74. He's doing his...
I don't know what that means. Thanks, Phil.
He's just doing his, drunk, retarded goblin guy thing. He's just really spilling...
Randomly asking about Dix and Bush and random comments. He does his best. He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying, and it's not... Yeah, he's trying, but he's not going far, as usual. So this pandering business, the Target business... So, one aspect of this that I think is poisonous, is pernicious, is you as a gay person go into Target, right? And you see the let's talk about the corporate thing first. The corporate use of progress, the corporate signaling of progress. You go into Target, and emotionally speaking, it sounds like you actually have to defend yourself against this. Defend yourself against this ambient acceptance. Is that accurate, or am I out in left field?
I mean, I actively try to ignore it.
Exactly. Actively,
and you can't. It's impossible. You can't.
Exactly. I guess that's what I meant by defending yourself. I am actively engaged in the process of trying to zone that out, because if I don't, it's just like a weird little drone frequency in the air that I got to deal with, and I don't want to deal with it. So I got to put up some sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, that's so tiring. That's so tiring. I would imagine that's so.
Gay is tiring anyway, and like they don't need to add anything to it. Well, I don't need like $1 billion corporation adding something to it.
What was your life growing up like?
I feel like that's a very vague question. How do I answer that?
Well, I guess in terms of, I mean, where'd you grow up? What was it like? Yeah, let's just paint with a broad brush.
I mean, I don't know. I grew up in Florida.
Okay.
It was like Florida.
It's Florida.
I guess it's hot here.
Swamp Florida or tropical Florida?
Well, all Florida is kind of tropical Florida.
Oh, I suppose. Yeah, I just like in my mind, because I'm from around Chicago my whole life pretty much, except for a couple years in Texas. When I think of Florida, I think of like palm tree Florida, or I think of like swamp country Florida.
Oh, well, nearly all Florida, no matter where you are, is still palm tree Florida. And I hate palm trees, but, that's not the point. But kind of palm trees are everywhere. They're disgusting looking. I hate them. But no, I wasn't in swamp Florida. Most people aren't in swamp Florida anyway. And I would be afraid to go there, honestly, for a variety of reasons. I don't want to be around hillbillies.
Sure. And they're different. They're special, like a specific kind of hillbilly down there. It seems like from up here.
Yes.
Phil Z74, Swamp Florida is what I call my underwear after church.
He woke up again. He had a brief 5 seconds of sobriety to put that in. Thanks, Phil.
Appreciate it. Now. Pride Month. So that being said, it's. Let's get back to Pride Month. Florida, sure. Pride. Are you going to be doing anything for Pride Month anyway, though?
Oh God, no. I mean, I hope not. One of my friends wants to go straight, and it has a big thing of like, have you ever heard a straight woman be like, all the gays love me? She's like one of those. She wants to go, and I'm kind of hoping I can get out of it.
Yeah, so she's excited to be around the sort of the like exotic element. That's what it's kind of like kind of exoticized for them, right?
Yes.
They just want to kind of go be around the freaks.
Yes.
And weirdly enough, there's Go ahead.
She sees it more about being around like tropical parrots, like colorful parrots or something. She thinks like being gay is like a constant good time for some reason.
And is it actually?
No, obviously not. Come on.
Obviously not. Yeah, I know. That was a leading question. That was just a leading question. I know. Now, hoping to stay away from the pride stuff. You feel it's oppressive force already. Now, you and your wife, you guys are married, right?
Yes.
Okay, you and your wife. Are you guys on the same page about all this stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
And also, have you ever been to Pride? My God.
Yes, I have. I can't fucking stand
everything
it.
that makes it terrible, plus in Florida, it's hot. They have it in June in Florida.
Yeah, no, that sounds... Yeah, no, there's a huge pride thing here in Chicago, and I went one year, the first time, this was maybe like close to 15 years ago. Then I used to work on the big parade route here in Chicago. And yeah, I fucking hated it, to be honest with you. Can't stand it.
Yeah.
Did
It was
not
terrible.
Yeah, no, it was, I mean, especially like the later years, there's just so many people. There's so goddamn many people at the parade. It's like, it's weird, just like millions of people in a space that there should not be millions of people, like shoulder to shoulder, ass to ass. Purr, say hi to wife cook. Hi, wife. That's from Purr.
I will. Thank you.
What was the last? Yeah, lots of non-consensual touching and groping. Yep.
It's hot. It's sweaty. Fuck-ass banks like Bank of America have stands at Pride.
Yeah.
Like,
I took a video of somebody twerking at a gay Bank of America booth one year, and everybody was cheering and they had Bank of America swag on. They had like one of the little tote bags, and somebody with a Bank of America polo shirt was standing nearby, and just kind of like smiling and clapping.
that's so awkward.
It's hideous.
I also don't want to see man ass out constantly in the summer and June. Like, to me, that's not a good time.
Right. I mean, I'm right with you. I'm not a fan of Pride, as I said before. I don't like the Pride events. And again, when I'm dealing with the clientele that I deal with, I open up my doors, free therapy for all queers all June. And it's a line out the door. It's a line out the door every month, every single Pride month.
Is your office air conditioned?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. I mean,
definitely part of it. Definitely part of it. But I'm talking like these mostly younger queers coming in and saying, I don't know, Pride makes me just feel weird. I don't know if I should be having fun, but I feel weird because I'm not having fun. And it's like, yeah, you're not having fun.
Because people are out acting gross in public. Gross-looking people are acting gross in public.
Right.
And the hot-ass sun wearing sweaty leather. Like, it's gross. Sorry, straights. If you want to go and have fun, it's your whatever. But we will judge you.
Right. And that judgment is powerful. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
That judgment is powerful. Interesting. Now, Ashley, what's your relationship with your shame before you go? What's your relationship with your shame?
Okay, I don't have shame regarding my sexuality, but I do have shame that I feel like I'm lumped together with people who are nothing like me, and we have nothing in common, and we're seen as like this, like a hive mind. We're the same group. Right. And to me, that is shameful. I'd rather strangers know nothing about me.
You're basically Ellen, right?
I mean, Ellen's I think I'm nicer than Ellen. Also, I'm not a butch.
So far,
I look like somebody's aunt.
So far, I would agree with that. So far, I would agree with that. But that what I meant by that was that, I think these, it's in the mind's eye. Who's the default lesbian right now? Who's like the lesbian, the first lesbian that America thinks of?
I am the wrong person to ask. I guess Ellen. I really don't know. I don't keep track of these things. I'm terrible at it. I have no community cohesion.
Well, I guess lesbian. I guess if we're asking lesbian, we gotta probably think we're gonna probably by default think of someone a little older.
I guess I don't have any.
Well, because then once queerness hit in the 2010s, things got a little different. You know what I mean?
Oh God! Please don't ask me about queerness. This is. There's no way I'm gonna end up.
I wish we had more time. We're gonna talk about that this month. We're gonna get you online and talk about queerness.
Oh yeah.
That sounds hilarious.
It'll be fully offensive.
That sounds hilarious. Eleanor Roosevelt, Rosie O'Donnell, Chapel Roan. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, she's mean, but yeah, she's a good one.
Yeah. I guess she... Yeah. Yeah, okay. I could see it. I guess that's probably the first lesbian. Probably...
I feel like a lot of famous lesbians are kind of mean. It's unfortunate.
Phil Z74, would you rather be assaulted by Kevin Spacey or Matt Lauer? Phil Z74, go back to bed.
Well, okay, I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
What are we going to say? Go ahead.
Well, I feel like I'm less likely to get HIV from Matt Lauer, so I'm going to go with him.
There we go. Good. That's a good one. For some reason, I was just thinking of lesbians. The name Harmony Korine came up in my head, and I'm not sure why.
I don't know, but that's a beautiful name. I love the name Harmony.
Yeah, beautiful name. America's lesbian, Harmony Korine. Well, Ashley, listen, this is just the beginning of Pride Month, and I'm looking forward to having a lot of conversations with you this month. Anytime that you have some time to chime in, definitely on the roster of conversations, though, I want to talk about queerness with you. That sounds like a hoot.
Alrighty, can do.
Namaste. You are out of control. Namaste to you.
Thank you. Have a good night, Leslie.
Have a good night. Oh, I cut her off. But Cougar Pie, aka Ashley, gifting 50 community subs. Happy Shame Month to you, Cougar Pie, aka Ashley. Enriching me, enriching us, enriching our community together through explorations with Leslie Tanner. Namaste. Generous beyond words, truly, this night. Namaste. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
It's Hello Listener.
Hello. Oh, this is Hello Listener from YouTube.com.
Yeah, YouTube.com.
Namaste. Hello, listener. I love getting callers from YouTube. It doesn't happen as frequently, so I really do cherish this. Thanks for calling in. How you doing tonight, hello, listener?
I'm doing okay. I'm surprised I got in. I just clicked once. I didn't, dial a bunch of times.
Damn. Yeah, you timed it well. Sometimes people try to get in, a lot. They try to get in, all night, and they don't get in. So you got fast fingers. Meatloaf stream or I quit the program. Old Man Doom. Looking like Shel Silverstein on SSRIs that aren't working.
Who looks like that?
Old Man Doom.
I've never met him.
It was good. You can watch the VOD.
Okay.
There is one in. Hold on, let me address that. Old Man Doom. There is something planned up. We're going to be doing several things like that. Some special stuff in the plan over the next couple months. Meatloaf stream. Yes, definitely. I'm going to be making my own meatloaf this time, though. However, I had milk last time, and I had a very unpleasant bowel situation. I can't digest milk. So that was that. And we're going to be making our own meatloaf this time. Now, listen, hello, listener. I appreciate you calling in. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. You said something about keto and being agitated. And
yes.
That actually did happen to me today. I ate a bunch of meat, and now I'm feeling, agitated. But otherwise, I'm all right.
Talk about it. What's that like? Where are you feeling the agitation? How are you feeling it? Is it physical, emotional?
It's it's kind of like both, the physical kind of affects emotional. All of a sudden you just feel kind of out of sorts. I've been sitting on the corner of the couch just kind of dealing with myself.
What kind of meat did you eat?
Well, at first I had, my wife made some beef last night, and she left it on the stove. And I thought, I could just reheat this. And maybe that was a big mistake, because she left it on the stove overnight, and maybe it's full of, parasites. I don't know. And then...
Right.
That wasn't really enough, So then I ate some Costco chicken that I left in the fridge for 2 or 3 days. I figured that's not too long. I can eat that. That's not going to give me problems. And so I ate it with my dogs, and we were just eating it. And now I just don't feel good at all. I feel like I've made a mistake.
All right, so you feel like you made a mistake. Quick, wait, what was that little dingy for? I can't see. It just a ding went off. All right, well, namaste. Okay, so back to so you feel like you made a mistake. Would you say that you have a sense of shame?
Yeah, but that's kind of an undercurrent at all times, right? You kind of need that.
Sense of shame. You need that. What do you mean by that? What do you need? What do you need it for? Talk to me about that. I think there's something interesting there.
Well, I think shamelessness has kind of turned this country into the freaking nightmare place.
It's also just completely not even real. Philzy74, caller, do you sleep in your dog's bed and tell your wife you're animal and not a man?
I haven't, but I'm not against it. I have told my wife that I'm an animal and not a man, and she's told me that. We both agree on that.
He called it. Philzy74. That's 1 out of 25 tonight. Namaste to you, Phil.
But I got rules about my dogs. They don't get to jump on the bed and stuff like that. I don't like that. It's like you're not the same as me. You're an animal.
Right. Okay.
You gotta make that.
So this shame, though, I want to go back to a shame. You mentioned that shamelessness is part of what has ruined this country. Speak on that. What do you mean by that?
I mean, you look at a place like Japan, and they have a real sense of shame in their culture. Different countries have a different idea. Different countries have different forms of paranoia that'll be onset with schizophrenics or people on acid. In Britain, they're terrified of the Masons. In America, they're terrified of the government. In Japan, they're terrified of people shaming them.
Quick psychic emergency before you finish that thought. Namaste.
This is the Psychic Emergency National Alert System, also known as PNAS. We've interrupted this broadcast in cooperation with Explorer Yahoo Sirius 444 to issue a psychic emergency. Cheer 400, the National Guard has ambushed Clifford the Big Red Dog while he napped. The Guard's assault of 10,000 bullets and 2 rocket launchers only proved to excite the beast as he chased their jeeps around the block. Emily is now under Clifford's spell and rides him. The glowing radioactive dog shits will now fill a dump truck. Repeat. Cheer 400, the National Guard has ambushed Clifford the Big Red Dog while he napped. The Guard's assault of 10,000 bullets and 2 rocket launchers only proved to excite the beast as he chased their jeeps around the block. Emily is now under Clifford's spell and rides him. The glowing radioactive dog shits will now fill a dump truck. We now continue with your normal broadcast.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Yahoo Serious, for the update about Clifford the Big Red Dog. Let's get back to Japan. So Japan's getting it right in your head. We should be taking a page out of their book.
Well, we used to have a sense of shame too in this country, but it's kind of been bred out of us by people in power. They've kind of flooded the airwaves with shameless behavior and pornography, and now everybody talks like a bunch of sociopaths and does parades for their degeneracy, and it's leaking out into every sector. My little nephew was telling me how every show he watches is all of a sudden, the last episode, it'll turn gay, and these are kid shows. He's just watching kid shows, trying to be a kid, and then all of a sudden, gay people are making out at the last episode, so they lure the parents in so that they don't even know it's happening. They're like, yeah, it's a normal, nice show. And then once the parents aren't watching, they're like, here's some gay stuff. So it's leaked into every aspect of our society.
Here's some gay stuff, and this gay stuff. So it's something like Steven Universe kind of making out with a boy.
Yeah, well, also Adventure Time. I don't know if you remember that. I was really into that show when it first came out. I thought it was like this light, interesting, kind of precocious show. And then all of a sudden, at the last episode, there was like a lesbian kiss scene of the main characters, and it was like, that the writers were like, yeah, we're gonna get these kids. We're gonna turn.
I know some of those writers. Cougar Pie with a communal vision. None of this is true. He's having a homosexual fantasy. Any response to that?
Not off the top. I'm not having a homosexual. That's a weird. No, this is true. You're probably projecting.
Cougar Pie, with another communal vision as well. Cougar Pie with another communal vision, saying Japan has vending machines with little girl panties.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
that is a solid touche. That's a solid touche.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting, the relationship that we have, developing. It's an evolution. There's these things that get called degenerate or aberrational or abnormal or whatever, the other, so to speak.
Yeah.
This behavior, we have a different relationship with it through time. Used to be that there was a more, I won't say in like an ultimate objective sense that like some normal existed, but even though I would maybe argue that as well, that there used to be a core sense of baseline connected normalcy. Phil Z74, I know the caller is not gay, but if they were forced under gunpoint, maybe he'd be into David Bowie. Any response?
Forcing gunpoint to do a gay thing?
Yeah, do gay stuff with David Bowie.
Pull the trigger, baby.
Pull the trigger. Not even David Bowie. I had a very vivid gay dream last night and have been laughing, thinking about a homophobic guy being gay in his dreams and getting mad about it, says Raji. So, did that make sense?
Yeah, that is funny.
Having Duncan did it. Thank you, caller. I didn't realize Adventure Time was a kids show. I could kiss you for that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how kissable are your earlobes?
I've never put it into a number system like that. It hasn't crossed my mind.
That's an honest answer, and I appreciate that, genuinely. I don't think I've ever thought that either. I'm on your side. Fram, we are.
Can you do it now? Like, it's hard to do off just like right off.
I'd say a 5. I don't have very dangly earlobes. They kind of like
5 is a safe number. You can't go wrong with 5 because that's just saying you don't know.
Well, really. It's here. Look, the Japanese are ashamed of the wrong things, says Cuckoo Pie. Well, listen, Cuckoo Pie. We could play this game all night. There is such a power in shame. There's such a power in shame, and it's a necessary thing in many aspects of our lives. You are very inspiring, hello listener. I gotta say that you are very inspiring to the community. Not Mish says, do you think the Disney princesses kissing their princess at the end of every movie also groomed the children into being heteros? I need to know.
You can't groom people into being normal.
Oh, princes. Let me say that again. Do you think the Disney princesses kissing their princes, you spelled princess, you said that wrong. But what Not Mish meant to say is, do you think the Disney princesses kissing their princes at the end of every movie also groomed? Okay.
No, same answer.
Screaming
you can't
at me.
groom people into being normal.
See, that's honestly the thrust of my program, though, to be honest with you. And I've had tremendous success. A lot of
grooming people into being normal.
Yeah, essentially speaking, yeah. I mean, you know, the people that come to me, you know, are a lot of mentally ill people, a lot of broken people, a lot of aberrational people that don't know what to do, right? And one of the first things that we do is like, brother, you got to act normal. They call me suicide crisis. Any race, any religion, any age, whatever, they call me suicide crisis, and they're like, Leslie, I don't know what to do. I'm like, first of all, act as normal as possible. First and foremost, stop crying, and go get something to drink, and then we work from there.
No, that's good. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Now. Well, let's. So, and then I guess you could call that grooming, but let's catch up with these communivisions. Like I said, you've been very inspiring to the community tonight, and so not Mish. Yeah. Hopefully we explored that for you. Not Mish. The Japanese are ashamed of the wrong things. Kukupai. Again, I'd love to debate that with you. Because I bet we'd have some really fun discussions. Fram Weard, how much Princess Bubblegum and Marceline hentai have you jacked your little shit off to?
It's a weird and gross question. I think it says more about you than me.
Interesting. So,
not you, Leslie.
Right. Of course. I'm really a conduit. Sort of connecting the program with itself. How much? So zero or a little bit?
I don't think I've ever done that.
Okay.
But you know, like
I don't think. Yeah. Well, honestly, that's it. I appreciate that honesty. Because you know, who knows? Who knows when you know you gotta leave space for the fugue state. That's what I always say. You gotta leave.
There's like those people. There's those people who have like a complete recollection of every second of every day. As far as I remember, that's never happened in my life. But I don't want to go out. I'll say 99% sure that I never did that.
And again, I think it's brave to be that honest. Fram says, this guy is a bitch. IMO. What response do you have? Pure aggression. Response to that.
I mean, this is exactly what I expected from Twitch. Twitch is full of Rick and Morty pajama people.
Wow, there we go. I love when somebody pulls off the glove and does a little slap, D'Artagnan style, from YouTube to Twitch or likewise. Because somebody called Twitch a bunch of theater, like something a bunch of like weird theater kids a couple weeks ago. It made me laugh a lot. Holy moly, old man doom. All right, so listen, it never popped on the screen, but you have been terminated. Namaste. Peppercorn, you got one for you. Let's make that 2. Peppercorn's got 2. Happy birthday, Peppercorn. Caller, welcome to Explorations. We're going to get through these communal visions, though. This caller is gay, derogatory. American Jenkum. Namaste. This is a colorful. Why is termination not showing up? This is a colorful stream. Namaste. Now, caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
Amelia.
Amelia, welcome back to the program, hon. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing all right. My family got 2 new dogs, and I got one in my lap. Got on my computer, turned on the stream. I saw the topic, and I just had to come in.
Please. Now, before we do that, I'm very excited to get. I'm genuinely happy that you were able to get through the line tonight, Amelia, to talk about this, because you came up in my mind's eye in my meditation as I was meditating on shame, and you and also Ashley came up in my mind's eye, and I was like, oh, I hope we get to discuss this. Okay, not me. Cougar Pie. Fram said that. How much Princess Ball? Okay. Duncan did say, thank you, caller. I didn't realize Adventure Time was a kid's show. Okay, we did that. I had a very vivid gay dream last night. I've been laughing, thinking about gay. Okay, we did all that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Peppercorn Patty, you got 2 cans. You got 2 terminations in the chamber whenever you want to use them. Happy birthday, hon. Now, let's go ahead. Amelia, you've seen the calls just kind of run the gamut tonight. You gotten a feel for the vibe.
I only just got in.
Really?
I just saw like the past 5 minutes.
It's been a colorful night. It has been a very expressive night tonight, and I would have it no other way. Now, so let's just start with the theme then. Communal vision, actually, before that. Poor communal vision. Bonnie felt liquid desire pool in her lower belly, unbidden, and she gasped, surprised with herself. Well, that was one way to soothe her panic attack, she thought wildly, taking another deep breath of the shirt and letting the forbidden memories in.
Is that from some Princess Bubblegum X Marceline fanfiction?
I do believe so.
Because Princess Bubblegum is also known as Bonnie. I love that.
American Jenkins saying this caller is gay, laudatory, as opposed to the derogatory use of the word gay just moments ago. Any response?
Appreciate it. It's very true.
Communal vision from Philzy74. Amelia, at risk of sounding weird, are you hairy?
No, I mean, I always shave my whole body, so.
Right. Beautiful. All right. Well, let's the theme, right? The theme is shame for Pride Month. And you said you got to call in. Talk. What's on your mind? What's your initial reaction to seeing that as the theme?
I think my thoughts go to, I don't think I'm a particular prideful person about being gay.
Okay.
I am certainly 100% gay, and I'm very open about that.
Fully gay.
But I don't feel like it's something to be particularly proud about. It's
Interesting.
Just
talk to me about that. Why
I just
not?
want to be gay.
Why not? Why not be proud? Right? I mean, we certainly have enough people and companies and whatever saying that it's actually very important. Like a virtuous thing to be proud to be gay. But you're saying that you're not saying that. Why? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they say pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. It's like I always just it's just an aspect of my identity. It's just I'm not proud of being I don't know what's an aspect of me. Watching Twitch, having a dog on my lap.
Right.
Wearing the shirt. It's just they're just things that are.
It's just another aspect. You might be wearing a hat one day.
Exactly. It just is what it is. That's not to knock anyone who's proud, slay your shit.
Sure.
I think that's very real.
Sure.
But, I'm just I'm just kind of chilling. I want to be gay, and I love being gay, but it's not I'm proud.
Right. So how do you feel, when this month rolls, are you going to be doing Pride stuff this month? Are you going to go to any parties or anybody doing anything?
Probably not. I mean, I had a very gay interaction to start off the month, which I feel like that kind of hit the quota for me. I'm pretty satisfied.
Talk to me. What does that mean? Very gay experience, interaction. Talk to me.
I talked to the other girl, the girl that I'm into at the start of the month, and we reconnected after a while, and we said we loved each other to each other. We said a lot of sweet things about missing each other.
Sure.
And it was pretty fucking homosexual.
Yeah, that sounds pretty gay to me.
lesbian.
Yeah, that checks all the gay boxes in my mind. And
And
that,
I was and it just happened to be June 1st. It was at midnight of June 1st. And it just sort of the stars aligned. Pride Month sort of brought itself onto me. I didn't have to bring myself onto Pride Month.
right, that's like that. What was that? Malcolm X. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Amen.
That quote. And here we're just talking about lesbians during Pride, gays in Pride.
Yeah, it's a little bit of extra, extra flavor, extra bit of flair to it.
Now, okay, so You know, I was speaking with, I don't know if you're familiar with Ashley, aka Cougar Pie. Have you heard any calls with her over the past couple, weeks or a couple months?
I'm gonna guess I have, but I don't remember by name.
Okay, well, she's gay, and we were talking about her experience being gay during Pride Month. And she mentioned one interesting thing about walking into Target specifically, she mentioned. Walking into Target and kind of having to, as she described, actively ignore the rainbows and the sort of phrases about pride and etc. A real quick affirmation for ladies. You got... this caught me off guard. One moment. Let's get another one for women. Hold on. Let's get women squared away. Bit wars.
Please.
Okay. The horse is a magnificent beast, but commands respect. Don't forget that. Okay, that was good. That was good. That felt good. Thank you, Bit Wars. Namaste to you. Okay, so describing, having to actively ignore all the pride shit at Target. Do you have that experience, or how do you feel when you're sort of inundated with that stuff?
I mean, it always feels a little rich because it's from fucking, multi-million corporations. It's it doesn't really matter. But I saw something on social media the other day, which is something like, when you go into a forest, you're not gonna like that bugs are there, but it's even scarier when bugs aren't there. And I think that was related to Pride Month, and how a lot of companies are ditching some of the rainbow stuff and all that, and it's yeah, the rainbow capitalism is kind of ass, but it's not great if it's also concerning if suddenly now all the companies are just actually we don't really care at all. We don't even care enough to just put up some rainbows.
Right. Right. Well, exactly. Yeah. There's emotions to the absence. That's an interesting point. Real quick, we've got a couple communal visions coming in. One that I missed, and then one that's going to be on screen in just a moment. Disciple says, "Nah, I'm good with no June bugs. Fuck June bugs." Interesting.
I don't like bugs at all.
Yeah, I don't. I gotta say, it depends. It depends.
I know there's a spider loose in my room right now, and I'm terrified.
Sometimes I like the sound of bugs more than I like the bugs themselves.
I can level with that. It can be pleasant. It's
nice ambiance, right?
Almost aesthetic.
Nice ambiance. Cougar Pie with a communal vision. Thanks so much, Cougar Pie. Can't wait to get into this perspective. Companies don't care; they just want your money.
And that's 100% true. And that's what was my point about rainbow capitalism. But it's still concerning when the companies are well, now it's not even worth trying to extract profit from these people. We're going to make less money by doing this. We're going to put ourselves in a worse position by doing this. It's not even worth being surface level artificial about this. That's then it's okay, well, maybe we got some problems going on here. This isn't good either.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. And it kind of feels good to be just, it's I'm trying to think of an example. I'm trying to think of an example of what I'm trying to say. Well, in the meantime, I have to get to this other communal vision. Stone Monster 400. I'm so glad I know some gay people. Speaking of, happy birthday, Peppercorn Patty.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Peppercorn
Love
Patty.
knowing gay people.
Happy birthday, Peppercorn Patty. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah. No. So when that stuff dries up, your spidey senses come up, and you're saying, let's watch out for the basically the gay basher, so to speak. Let's watch out for the turning of the tide.
Yeah. The anti-gay Terminator. So they're usually gay themselves too, just inside.
I know, right?
But it's like, and you know what? Rainbows are pretty. There's a lot of like gay flags that have pretty colors. I mean, in the age of like where companies are like all minimalistic,
Sure.
The McDonald's looks like the boringest fucking place in the universe. Like throwing a rainbow on there and getting some color in these places.
That's true.
It's appreciated.
Some primary
in any
colors
form.
too. Some primary. I see where you're coming from. The primary colors, because that's one complaint that I do have is I go into a McDonald's now and I'm assaulted with various shades of like brown gray. Various shades of just like it's like a neo-lib version of like really depressing Soviet shit. It's just like
exactly.
soul
You
deadening.
go to Wendy's, it's the exact same thing. Burger King, exact same thing. And it's just fucking everywhere nowadays.
I know.
And God forbid, they spruce it up with some colors for once.
God forbid.
At least, I feel like that's a good impact the gays are having on America.
I don't.
On top of many. Having some colors.
I spoke a little bit ago to a caller named Hello Listener from YouTube.com, and while I don't think you guys would agree on everything, I think one thing that you both are saying, we used to be a country that had we used to be a country on a path, on a good path, and now we're on a bad path. We're on the bad path now. Duncan did it. Says snaps for McDonald's. Snaps. Is that the dog?
Oh yeah, this is my dog's been snoring.
Oh, that is so cute. Go. Can we hear it again?
He's been pretty loud. It'll come up. Can you hear him?
Hold on. I'm gonna mute the music.
We just got these 2 pugs today from
It's a
rescue
pug.
shelter.
I was gonna ask. It sounds like that nose chamber sounds like a little pug or like a little bulldog or terrier or something.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate design for a breed, but they deserve a nice life too.
Right, of course. They do. As unfortunate as their existence is. Duncan.
Hey, I can relate to that.
That's all right. Namaste. Shame for Pride Month. Well, listen, let's just go ahead and end right there because that was a beautiful note to end on. Amelia, thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Namaste.
Love the gays. Watch some Princess Bubblegum, ex-Marceline hentai.
I can't wait to read it personally.
Namaste.
Namaste, Amelia. And Duncan did it says, snaps from McDonald's to put a trial-sized bottle of lube as a toy in their Happy Meals. Interesting. Didn't know they did that. Bold. Well, in the meantime, guys, I got to take a quick pee, and we'll come back with a couple more calls for Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Stick around for a quick little reset, clear that gunk out of the mind's eye, and get ready for another handful of calls. Shame for Pride Month. And stick around for a couple words about my community of devoted light at patreon.com. I'm so excited for you guys to hear about this. Some really invaluable tools over there that could be yours tonight for just a couple dollars a month. Namaste, everybody. I'll be right back in just a moment.
Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Since Leslie and his program broke onto the scene, Explorations has become the #1 best-selling and most influential personal power program in modern history. Millions of people from all over the world have gotten a chance to meet this truly remarkable man and utterly transform their lives with the power of Explorations.
I listened to this introductory tape and I knew then and there, this is what I needed. I felt just so much better knowing there are a bunch of people out there suffering like me.
I'm not kidding you. I think after the first tape, I knew, okay, I'm gonna be fine.
I got such relief from the very beginning, starting the program.
Now that you've gotten a taste of what this program is capable of, it's time to show you how to take your life to the next level. Here to tell you more about what is possible is legally licensed clinical therapist, author, coach, speaker, entrepreneur, martial artist, amateur musician, one of the nation's foremost thinkers, and our guru, Leslie Tanner.
Good evening, everyone. Whether you've been with us since the very beginning and have watched Explorations work wonders in your life, or you're joining us for the first time tonight, I say namaste to you. As you've watched Explorations in action during our call-in show, no doubt your mind is reeling from the limitless potential you now know is possible. Between the tailored themes and lectures, to the myriad avenues of exploration through the channel points, to the customized ways to interact with me and the community, there simply has never been anything quite like this program. Now is usually the point in one of these self-help programs where it starts to sound like a sales pitch. Someone like me might normally say something like, "Listen, I know your time is precious. Let me cut to the chase." But there's only one problem with that. We know your time isn't precious. I could speak at length for hours and hours about absolutely nothing, and I still wouldn't be wasting your time because, well, you're here, looking for a fast, all-encompassing solution to the problems in your life that have become so intolerable, you're not sure what you're going to do. You may be considering any number of extreme decisions, ranging from short-term band-aids to more permanent solutions. However, as dark and bleak as your situation is, so too must our tools be bright and revolutionary. So whether you're tired and looking for more energy and enthusiasm for life, or maybe you're lonely and isolated but want better relationships, let me tell you that for these things and so much more, my breakthrough program of explorations to explore the universe and beyond really works. It's worked for elite performance athletes, critically acclaimed artists, best-selling authors, entrepreneurs, and for thousands of others just like you. I have been blessed by the universe for a brief moment that I now command upwards of $50,000 for speaking engagements. But through the technology of this program, you can hire me, Leslie Tanner, as your personal therapist, coach, and guru, all rolled into one at the Community of Devoted Light on patreon.com. Where you and thousands of others just like you are learning to leverage the chaos around them to catapult their lives to heights that were previously unimaginable. Here's how it works. I've created a tightly knit community where individuals seeking to access the next level are able to study, reflect, meditate, and grow with an ever-expanding library of exclusive materials, each containing life-changing tools and techniques designed to explore topics covered here in our call-in show, but much more deeply, therefore increasing the benefits of the program exponentially. These materials include your name in the credits at the end of the stream, demonstrating the importance of your leadership and the value of your investment. A signed personal postcard sent out each month full of observations and witticisms by me, Leslie Tanner. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Exclusive video materials now available to the poor, designed to rocket your progress past those who cannot afford success. Here's a little sneak peek at what you're missing.
Aldi brand Kool-Aid is just as good as the normal Kool-Aid. And if you're going to be like me, Leslie Tanner, and have a warm, casual time in the summer, then I think it's important that we keep this in mind, that Aldi brand Kool-Aid is just every bit as refreshing and tasty as name brand Kool-Aid. Bottoms up. I'll show you an example.
Downloads of all specially crafted music used in our productions here and elsewhere that have accompanied your journey thus far. Tracks such as New Beginnings, Psychic Romance, Reaching into Darkness, or The Skeptic's Gamble. Exclusive archival prints such as these, channeled and honed by myself, Leslie Tanner, upon which you can guide your own meditations at home. I'm not an artist, nor do I claim to be. These visions are a burden and cause me immense suffering. But I do it for you. Now, you might expect that a program like this would cost thousands of dollars, but because I'm offering this to you through the internet, these life-transforming materials can be yours for the monthly cost of a few cups of coffee on your way to work. With access to these materials, regardless of your level of investment, you will also be receiving a complimentary download of our landmark track, The Sojourn Begins, as a thank you. So does this sound good to you? Well, what are you waiting for? If you are ready to join the thousands of others who have already committed to the final journey to access the next level, simply type Final Journey into the chat and you will be guided with further instructions. One thing I can promise you is that however massive your problems are, however abject and humiliating your life has become, I have created something so simple yet so profound in this program, you'll be absolutely flabbergasted by the results. Now, let's get back to the program. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone. Welcome back to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. That was a couple words about my community of devoted light at patreon.com. My inner circle, my most committed explorers who have gotten a taste of the program through the call-in show, but have decided that they need more in their life. They're not happy with just a little bit. They need that deep, profound, unmovable transformation in their life. A transformation that can only happen through the tools provided by this program. So guys, if you feel called to join, there are many benefits. With a couple of things that have changed, we used to do a video affirmation. Now it's a podcast. The most recent podcast that is up right now, we're doing a Get to Know Your Moderator series. I had a really fun time sitting down with a moderator, Peppercorn Patty. Birthday girl tonight, Peppercorn Patty. Had a nice little sit down with her and spent some time getting to know her a little differently. We discussed many things growing up in a very small town in the South. She went to school for painting, met some very good friends later on in life. Then we also discussed the departure of our moderator, Pepperoncini, last week. So last week, I guess I could say it now, the anonymous explorer that brought a certain moderator's behavior to my attention was Larry Picklejar, and Larry Picklejar brought that, and I am thankful for that. So we said goodbye to Pepperoncini that night. It was tough. It was tough. I've never had to publicly sort of chastise and punish and send off into the the ethers of the internet before like that, and it brought me no pleasure. It brought me no joy to have to do that. But I take it very seriously. I take this program very seriously. I take this community very seriously. I take and my moderators are an extension of me. I give them full authority. You know, if they time out or they ban someone, they do this, that, and the other, they are speaking the words of Leslie at that moment. I give them full reign. So to hear that one of them abuse their privileges, that just doesn't sit right with me. Doesn't sit right with me. Namaste. Thank you so much, Dr. Namaste. I appreciate that. I appreciate you understanding. It's not a fun part of my job, to be honest with you. If I could take the good stuff, getting to talk to you, do the show, have some fun, put the materials together for the community of Devoted Light at patreon.com. I would love that if I could just do away with the yucky stuff of, having to do that kind of to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hey Leslie, it's Michael.
Michael, brother Michael, you are up late.
I've been trying to get in, but I guess I'm just really high and my Wi-Fi is really bad, so my fingers are slow. It's okay. I got in eventually. It's all right. I got it all figured out.
Peppercorn Patty with gifted sub to a name I don't know how to even say out loud. Poorer, cheers, lads. Poorer says, cheers, lads. Namaste to you. A treasure train just started. A treasure train just started in your channel. Oh my goodness gracious. Michael, you're here for some jazz. You want to play some jazz with me?
Yes!
All
yes,
right.
Please.
Michael will be my accompaniment tonight on the second Jazz Express of the evening. Michael, we're just going to do a little bit of back and forth, a sensual back and forth. I imagine you have some things that you wanted to get into tonight, so feel free, speak your mind, and I will accompany you on the saxophone.
Oh, yes. Some slam poetry.
Wow.
There's a bird. And this bird is fat. No, I can't sing. I could try. There's a bird.
Oh yeah, go ahead, try. If you want to sing, go for it. You don't have to, but that sounded great.
I'll sing my heart out. There's a bird, and he's very fat. But this bird is gay, and that's okay. No matter what, we will always love this bird. Except the bird is fat, and that's what's important. It's okay that the bird is gay, but it's not okay that he hasn't gone to the gym because he's in a depressive episode. Because his bird lover does not love him back. These birds, they're gay, but it's alright. That bird went to the gym, and now he's not fat.
So fun song. So we're talking about a fat gay bird that finally went to the gym and got its shit together. Is that the moral of the story?
Yep. Get your shit together.
Beautiful, beautiful. And do we get on any kind of diet with that?
I feel like the bird is honestly just like he figured it out. Like he doesn't need to tell anyone his secrets.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And let's say there's some fat young gay explorers out there right now. What kind of advice would you give them?
Honestly, I have the advice that just be fat and gay. Like it's okay that you're gay. Because if you're worried about being gay, you're not going to worry about being fat. And honestly, as a really skinny person that should be concerned for his lack of weight, I'm pretty concerned about being gay. And that's, like, I'm shameful of that. Honestly, it's a crime that I have to be gay when I could be nothing.
Namaste. And so, okay, so wait, did you say you're fat or you're gay?
No, I'm gay.
You're gay, not fat. You're a little, yeah, we discussed that you were a twink a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I'm pretty gay, and I have some shame.
Brother, let's talk about it. Shame.
Brother, my shame, honestly, I just feel like I'm not cool. Like, my boyfriend, who's gay, he's so much cooler than me. He's like a cool gay, but I'm not that cool. Shame. I'm not cool enough for my cool gay.
So he's cool gay, and you're what kind of uncool gay are you?
I don't know. I think I'm just like a nerd, and I'm kind of a bitch sometimes. But honestly, I'm okay with being a bitch.
A nerd is a nerd gay. Nerd. What kind of nerd though? What kind of nerdy stuff are you into?
You know me. I'm really into that science stuff. And like, I feel like it's okay though, because at the end of the day, he's kind of stupid, and I'm really smart, so it balances out. I feel like that's beautiful. He's dumb.
So he's dumb, and you're smart, and he's cool, and I would imagine outgoing.
Yeah, he's pretty outgoing, but I'm pretty shy and like.
Bit Wars giving 5 community subs. Namaste to you. Just continued their sub from Prime Gift to Bit Wars coming in. Thank you so much for that continued sub from Bit Wars. Wow. Thank you so much. And also thank you so much for those 5 community subs. Extremely generous of Bit Wars tonight. 90 bits from Not Mish. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, my roommate Mish, really being very generous tonight. And 3 bits from Old Man Doom. Old Man Doom, namaste to you. When I said that you looked like shell servers seen on SSRIs that weren't working, I want you to know that I meant it, and I cherish you. Namaste, though, to you, Old Man Doom. You've been here for a long time, and you've been a very committed explorer, and I gotta say, I want to send my heart out to you, my thanks out to you for your presence and your generosity, as always. A very valuable member of the community here. Namaste to you, Old Man Doom. Now, what if you could be a cool gay guy, what kind of cool gay guy would you be?
Well, my boyfriend, he has all these, cool, things about him, he does boxing, he does wrestling sometimes, he rides a motorcycle, he can squat 5 feet, he's, for whatever reason, 6'6". How did he do that? I wish I could just one of those attributes. I've always wanted to be good at baseball. I feel like I would be pretty cool if I was good at baseball.
So, okay, so is baseball the main thing that would make you cool if you could do it?
I feel like I could do baseball and it would make me pretty cool, but I'm just not because I'm gay and I like science.
Hold on one second. Are we not hearing Michael right now? Go ahead, Michael, make another sound.
Hello?
There we go. Speak a little Chinese for him. But, I've been watching this Come Town clip on YouTube where Nick says, speak a little Chinese for him, Derek. And it makes me laugh every time. But that's neither here nor there. Namaste. So a baseball slugger. You'd be a slugger. Would you want people to give you a baseball nickname?
I don't know. I feel like I could just be good at baseball. I feel like I could play baseball, and then that would make me really cool. I don't really know anything about baseball. I'm not really into sports, but I feel like the only sport I could actually sit down and watch and possibly learn would be baseball, because it seems the most interesting.
Framweyard, gay affirmation, but for all men. Framweyard says gay affirmation, but for all men. Namaste to you. Blue at YouTube saying he's quiet as well. You're a little quiet tonight, Michael.
It's because I'm really high.
Ah, yeah, nice. So you got shame, but shame not about being gay. You're shameful about being a dweeb compared to your cool boyfriend.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But at the same time, like, it's alright because I also have things that make me better.
Amelia, the music's fine. Amelia, the music's just fine. Thank you so much. Yeah,
I could never, like, my boyfriend's really cool. I could never be better than him, but I feel like I could also be cool in my own way, maybe. I don't know. Is that gay? I feel like that's gay.
Wait, is it gay to want to be cool? Is that what your thing is? Or wait, it's gay to think that you're cool in your own way?
I feel like it might be gay to want to be cool.
No. I've met a lot of cool. I know a lot of cool gay guys. I know a lot of uncool gay guys, and you know, it's neither here nor there. Oh, Pepper, you have been terminated by birthday girl Peppercorn Patty. Namaste, Michael.
Let's see.
Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
I did want to bring one last thing to the table. It's that I grew up, like, there's all this talk about, like, shows and media turning kids gay.
Right.
But when I grew up, I was never shown gay content. Like, there's Steven Universe, for example. I wasn't allowed to watch Steven Universe, probably because it was gay. I was never shown gay material, and I'm still gay. What?
Right, exactly. I mean, that's kind of the sort of a soft spot in the argument that you know, because the gayness is happening regardless of whether you watch, you know, Steven Universe, you know, jack off his best friend or something.
Yeah, and I've never been diddled. I've never been shown gay content.
Never been molested. Never shown.
Gay music growing
never
up.
Been groomed. You never. And what kind of music do you even listen to? You're a punk kid. You're not even a.
Yeah, I listen to like metal music. I listen to like dad rock music and all that. Like that's pretty straight.
Interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, are there gay messages in metal? Do they saying?
Honestly, there could be a few, but a lot of metalheads are like elitist sometimes, and in that cases, they're kind of douchebags. And I've noticed that there's a trend that most douchebags tend to be straight white men with long hair.
Right.
Which is unfortunate. Like, I don't mean to stereotype, but that's just how it be. And I don't, like, why is that?
That's a good, that's a question for the ages, as far as I'm concerned.
I'd say so.
Now, Michael. Now, Peppercorn Patty, if you do wish to, you have a second, Peppercorn, just to let you know. You kind of swooping back in, Michael, and disrespecting in a way that I encourage.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Peppercorn Patty. I really do apologize, but I just want to have a little conversation. Like, I'm expressing myself, and I'm gay.
Yeah, basically, you just did a hate crime.
Yeah, you just hate crimed me. How could you do that? Mods, get this bitch gone. For real.
Now, I got to tell you something. And not to just, I didn't plan on bringing this up. I wasn't going to bring it up tonight, but I have been enjoying. I took a chance at the supermarket. There was a sale on Pop. There was a sale on Pop, and It was a very good deal. I couldn't afford not to jump on it. I was just going to get like a 12-pack of Diet Coke, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to get a 12-pack of Diet Coke, but they had this deal. It was you get 3 cases for free if you buy 2. So if I just bought one more case than I was going to get, I get to walk out of the store with 5 12-packs of pop.
Oh,
so
that's a pretty good deal.
I know. So I did, and one of the 5, I took. This is not from Aldi. This is from Jewel. This is from Jewel. This one I got is because I got Diet Dr. Pepper and I got Diet Coke. Those are generally my 2 favorites. Now this one though, this 5th one, I took a chance. I got 0 sugar root beer.
Oh, that's a good taste. I can agree with that. And
It's
I don't
so
know if you know
good.
this, but I'm in fact a Southern gay, so Dr. Pepper is a good choice.
I love. Oh man, have you ever? Wait, I don't know where in Texas you are. You don't have to dox yourself, but there's a. You ever get a chance to try Dublin Dr. Pepper?
I have not, but I've tried. I was really hyped when the coconut flavor came out because coconut is like my favorite like genre of fruit. I love coconut so much, and I walked my gay little ass to the nearest HEB, which is a Texan store, and bought the 12-pack of coconut Dr. Pepper, and it was a blessing.
That sounds like a blessing to me. That sounds like a blessing to me. The coconut Dr. Pepper sounds so good. And they've been really coming out with all those flavors recently. They got that cream soda,
do,
strawberry.
honestly. Yeah, they're releasing a new one. There's a new. It's like they're bringing it back. It's like the vanilla float or something. It's like a vanilla float flavored Dr. Pepper, and that sounds really cool. I don't know where I'm gonna find it, but
You don't stop trying. You gotta get it. That sounds so good.
It.
American Gencom, why are you using AAVE saying it be like when you are clearly a gay white twink? American Gencom.
I grew up in the 2000s, and a lot of my influences were of millennial culture.
Yeah, and also this.
I'm like mostly Gen Z, but I got a little millennial.
What are you gonna see? American Jacob. How does that sound to you? I'd love to hear back from you. Now, Michael. Listen. I want you to, and I mean this as a therapist. I mean this as the creator, founder, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Do not let go of that shame. As a loser.
I will.
Oh, do not let go. You hold on to it.
I won't let go. It's my shame. Don't take my shame.
Exactly.
Fuck you.
It's yours.
My shame.
Do not let anybody take it. Don't let anybody get in between you and it. Don't let anybody recontextualize it. Don't let anybody unpack it with you. You keep wanting to be cool and you keep failing. And this will take you farther than you could possibly imagine.
I will, because if you bomb, you're going to do worse later, and that's what matters.
Michael, let's leave it right there. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. Yeah. Namaste, Leslie.
Namaste.
That was amazing.
Namaste.
I'll see you later.
I'll talk to you later, Michael. Wow, great call, Michael. Has anybody? 1 second, caller. I'll be right with you in just one moment. Listen, chat. Does anybody know what the fuck I'm talking about? Dublin Dr. Pepper. Have you heard of this? Has anyone had it? Anyone in chat? There's a lot of people from the South, also specifically Texas, in the chat. I know. You don't have to dox yourself, but talk to me. Dublin Dr. Pepper. Never had it. Never heard of it. Duncan's heard of it. Dublin. Yeah, Dublin Dr. Pepper. No. So Duncan is the only one who's heard of it? Because this shit's out of control. Yeah, Dr. Acceleron, yes. Dublin, Texas. I don't know if they still have it, but they had a Dr. Pepper factory in Dublin, Texas. And they had a special flavor, a special blend recipe for Dr. Pepper. I would get it at the Chicken Express in Denton, but they don't make it anymore, really? Son of a bitch. Son of a fucking bitch. That is terrible news. And also, happy birthday to Need to Go Back. Everybody, happy birthday, Need to Go Back in the chat right now. It is now officially Need to Go Back's birthday. Namaste. Temporarily discontinued? All right. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
Howdy, this is Butterfly.
Butterfly! Good to hear from you, Butterfly. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm pretty good. All except for that, one angry caller. I just wanted to start off by saying I've been touched the other night.
What does that mean?
A pickle jar. A pickle jar touched me. He touched me in the heart.
Interesting.
He came into another stream, and he touched me right in the heart. And if you haven't been touched by a pickle jar, then man, you haven't been touched.
So, okay, so what you're, just to fill everybody in on what you're talking about, you're referring to Larry Picklejar, our current Explorer of the Month for the month of June 2025. And you're talking that he the other night, he touched you. Go into, speak some detail into that.
Oh, he just said exactly what I needed to hear. I mean, I've been touched before, but like that was a metaphorical touching.
Sure.
I mean, I've been physically touched, but that was a different story altogether.
Interesting. Now, as what in particular did he share with us that touched you that night?
Oh, he just told me how just mind-numbingly, shittingly, like, stupid I am. I'm a really stupid person, and I needed to hear that.
So he just really let you have it, saying you're Butterfly, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're an idiot, you're a moron.
You let your mind just keep wandering and racing, and you're a dumb fuck, and you shouldn't do that.
Right.
And I'm like, I love you, baby. Right. Thank you, Pickle Jar, for touching me deeply touching me.
We all have I'm sure we all have a favorite Larry Pickle Jar memory. Larry Pickle Jar memory. And honestly, that's a part of the reason the mods and I wanted to crown him the Explorer of the Month this month, is because if we just think back to all the times that he came on and terminated somebody repeatedly and was just openly rude, weirdly, just really going in a very harsh way that really set him above and beyond the vibe of the chat. I think we could all come up with a lot of stories that we cherish. I do personally. I loved that rogue faction. Did he fly a little close to the sun sometimes? You bet. You bet.
He lives right on the edge. He is. I mean, he's just. I don't know. Yeah, he lives on the edge.
You've been terminated. Namaste.
Keep a list of ways people have hurt you and never let it go.
Namaste, everybody. Beautiful. Thank you so much for those bits. Azazel55 coming in with a very beautiful quote of mine. Keep a list of the ways people have hurt you and never let it go. Now, people, they talk about forgiveness and they talk about forgiving, moving on, processing. This is all loser language for cowards and children. Loser language for cowards and children they have no idea the version of themselves that could exist if they could harness the power of resentment. Namaste. Namaste. So Peppercorn Patty got through her birthday terminating Butterfly Blula. And namaste, everybody. That is our stream for the evening. What a fantastic... Guys, thank you so much. We have quite a few people with us right now. Namaste to everybody with us this late. Namaste to you. Guys, if you are just now joining us for the first time tonight, go ahead and click that little follow button to stay abreast of further explorations in the future. In the meantime, guys, this has been an absolutely beautiful, very colorful stream tonight. Shame for Pride Month. Shame for Pride Month. Listen, we've got a big, long Pride Month ahead of us, and you guys know my opinion about it. I do not like it. I cannot stand Pride Month, and it's because it hurts some of the most vulnerable people on my list of patients. The lesbians, the gays, the trans, the bis, the et ceteras. Every single one of them. Pride Month comes around, and the dissociative little flicker of their eyes as they try to express to me that I just don't like it anymore, or they can't even admit to themselves, is there something wrong with me that I don't like Pride Month? No, there's something right with you that you don't like Pride Month. What we are calling this in real time, we call this a defense. If there's something assaulting you, invading your life, making you feel like shit, making things worse for you, we will do things that defend ourselves against them. This being one of the things, the various shades of pride. We talked about many aspects of this. We talk about the corporate expression of progress and pride. The corporate expression of progress and pride, and how perverse it is. How perverse it is. Weirdly enough, you'll go to a pride parade and you might find some perverts, but you're going to find a lot of straight perverts, because it's not the perversion is not the homosexuality. As much as, we can have that. That's a different talk. We can have the perversion of homosexuality. Let's have that. Let's save that. Let's save that for later on Pride Month. That's going to be a little more advanced topic for us. But the perversion, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, is the repressive and oppressive force of pride and hope among the most vulnerable among us. People who need support, people who need the tools by which to transform their life, tools by which to harness their shame. Harness their shame. Harness their shame. And what do they get? They get empty, liberal nonsense. Empty, godless, liberal nonsense that makes their situation even worse. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here tonight. We lost 10 viewers while I was putting a little cap on that. Maybe they were here for the Dr. Pepper. They liked the Dr. Pepper situation. They didn't like that last part I said. That's possible. That's possible. Namaste. Space Cat became a male lesbian after watching Cartoon Network. All right, guys. So listen, let's get a nice little raid going, huh? Let's get a nice little raid. Who's around? We'll be back Thursday, guys. We'll be back Thursday night. Regular scheduled exploration with Leslie Tanner. ABBA's on. You guys want to? Let's do ABBA. We haven't done ABBA in a minute. Or who else is on? I don't even know. I'm friends with a leftist streamer on here, and I don't think I'm going to raid. I don't know. I like him, and he likes me. But I think we have different goals now. I used to be an activist. I think we have different... But I like him a lot, and he likes me. Speaking out loud. Who else is on? Who's up? Let's just do ABBA. Fuck it. Discord Disciple is calling it right now, guys. If you're looking for a place to hang out after hours, after the exploration, there will be a hangout in the Discord server tonight. Discord General. Namaste. Namaste, guys. I'll see you Thursday for a brand new exploration. Blessings to each and every single one of you. Thanks for hanging out, staying up late with me. We got plenty of stuff planned for Pride, plenty of stuff planned. We're going to do a Meatloaf stream soon. Old Van Doom, I appreciate you bringing that up again earlier. Not Mish. Okay, Mish. What are you up to? What are you up to, bitch? What you got going on, girl? Yeah? You really going Antifa on everybody? You're in the black block? You in the black block? You in the black sweats? You in the black Levi jeans throwing a PVC pipe at a 450-pound cop? Chicago cop? Namaste. YouTube, guys, I'll see you